Building an online business in 2020 has never been easier. In this tutorial, I want to walk from start to finish and get you fully set up with your online business presence, including a professional, well-designed website, even if you're not a good designer, which I'm not either. I want to set you up with your own sales funnel that you own. All the assets we're going to talk about here, you have access to, you own them. They'll be yours forever and they can be profitable for you for a long, long time. We're going to walk from start to finish, setting up your own domain name, your own email address, your own analytics account, all the stuff that normally people put behind paywalls. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you for free today. I don't know how long I'll make this tutorial for free, but I really want to just give everything away for free today and help you out because there's some amazing advances in the world of online business I want to share with you. So let me go ahead and show you an overview of what we're going to be covering here today on this tutorial. So this is the complete guide to building an online course and sales funnel in 2020, but I will go ahead and tell you that if you don't sell online courses per se, maybe you have a membership, maybe you want to do some services, whatever the case might be, if you're in that digital realm of selling information or services, this guide is going to be absolutely valuable for you. And in this tutorial, like I said, we're going to be setting up our website, giving you that professional design. We'll set you up so you can blog and podcast and do all this great stuff onto this website. We're also going to go a little bit into branding because so many people I see get branding wrong, and I want to give you just a very down and dirty methodology and system you can use to create a brand for yourself. We'll also do some of the techie stuff behind the scenes that most people don't like to do, like creating your own professional email address. So you're not trying to sell people with an @gmail.com email address. It just gives off a bad first impression, and we all know first impressions are very important. We'll then move on into building the foundation for an online business. That is basically a way for you to build your tribe. Your list of email subscribers will be able to give them something of value in exchange for their email address, and we'll be able to set up our own sales process to be able to get them into your premium program or product, whatever that might be. In this tutorial, we're going to assume we're running an online course business, selling online courses, and so we'll set up the sales funnel. We're going to go through and create the products themselves, setting up all the technical flow, and we'll even show you a little bit about optimization and how you can take the content you have and continuously improve it so it converts better, you get more customers for the same amount of traffic, and life is just good and good and good. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you a little bit of the end result of what we're going to do, and then we'll dive right into the tutorial. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's just a little taste test of what we're going to be building today in this tutorial. We're going to start from having nothing, having no website, having no domain name or anything like that, and we'll be able to create our own website. In this case, we're creating incredibleonlinetutorials.com. We're going to make a secured website. We're also going to show you how to design out a professional looking website like this, including blog posts, about me sections, the ability to capture leads and add people to your email list. We're also going to be creating your own email marketing platform, your own email account, so you can send emails to your growing list, make sales, do all that fantastic stuff we'll be doing here in this tutorial. I'll even show you, even though this isn't the most professional image, I will show you how you can take very simple images just from a cell phone and remove the background, make it look professional, and be able to add it onto your website just like this. I purposefully made it kind of not too pro looking to show you how easy it was to do. We'll also show you how to create lead generation pages, opt-in pages, or squeeze pages. These pages will be fantastic for you to create some freebies, some free content. I'll show you resources on how to do all of this as well in this tutorial. How you can create things that people desperately want and they're willing to give you their email address in order to get. I'll show you here real fast. When people click on send the free download, it will automatically email them their goodies, and it'll also give you the opportunity to create a sale by offering them something amazing. This amazing looking template will show you how all of this works, how to get it in, how to edit everything. Even we'll show you how to hook this up into an shopping cart platform called Thrivecart, which will allow you to make sales directly here from your website, where you can put in an email address, they can put in their contact information, even offer bump offers, which allow you to increase the value from $29 in the checkout to $46 with a single click of a button. Show you how you can hook this up to your payment processor so you can make money, and they can click the buy button right there. Once this has purchased, they'll be able to have access into their own online courses from your website. We'll show you how to set up professional looking thank you pages like this, and this will also allow you to track the performance of your sales process so you can improve it over time. Once they are ready to access their content, We will show you how to create this beautiful learning management system where you can have multiple courses, multiple products that people who purchase can have access to. People who either sign up for free, or if they, you want to offer it for free, they can have access to things as well. In this case, we just purchased the both of these products through that checkout guide. So we can pop in and we can show you how to set up beautiful looking online courses like this, where you can download PDFs, ebooks, things like this. I'll show you how all this works, how to make it all, and also show you how to embed videos into your courses to create these high value products, digital products that you can sell your information, and tutorials, which can create a beautiful stream of income for yourself and for your family. So in this case here, I'm showing you how you can embed a YouTube video into a professional looking course. You can see everything is very clear, very professional looking, and it's very easy to do. I'll also show you how you can create traffic by writing blog posts in a very easy click and drag, no code required, no craziness involved at all. I'll show you how we can make very clear, beautiful images like the beginner's guide to tutorials. We'll even show you how these pop-ups, which can sometimes seem annoying to you, but they're very valuable to the business owner because it can give them a way. If they find your website through Google, they might not know about your special page you've created for this. We'll show you how to create pop-ups, how to measure their effectiveness, and how to link all this together so that your sales platform, your email marketing platform, and your website all work together. We're also going to show you how to create your own professional email address so that when sales are made, you can email them from your professional email address. It's going to cost you nothing extra on top of simple web hosting, and it's an incredibly affordable and flexible system to build an online business online. I hope you're super excited to get into this. I'm so happy that I was able to put this together for you and get it out for you like this. If you enjoy what you're about to see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, the like button, share this video with your friends, go through it with your friends as well. If you've been on the fence about starting your online business, you just haven't, made the commitment to do so, now is the time to do it. This video is fresh, it is perfect, it's ready for you. And I'm going to go ahead and stop now and we'll dive into the tutorial right now. I'll see you there. All right, so the first thing we're going to need to do to set this up is get our own web hosting set up. And the web host I recommend for beginners and early people before they have a huge amount of traffic is Bluehost. It's extremely affordable, it's reliable, they have responsive tech support, and it also includes your email hosting while you're at it. So it's a fantastic way to get started. And if you don't have it already, go ahead and go to incomemesh.com/Bluehost. That'll get you about 70% off of their regular price at no additional cost to you. And it also helps support the channel. You can see this is my beautiful wife and our first 2 children. We've actually had another kid since this video was recorded, but that is what we had at the time. And so here for $2.95 per month, you can get started. I'm going to recommend we get a slightly larger plan, and I'll explain why we go this way, but go ahead and head over to that. And if you already have a web hosting, you can skip ahead a little bit in the video. There are timestamps down below for everything, so you can walk along with us here, but we're going to go ahead and get started now with the big green button. Okay, so when you're selecting your pricing, the default that most people want to do, myself included, is go for the basic plan, the cheapest one that's available. But in this case, I just want to call attention to what the big difference is between the basic and the plus plan. So here we can see the main difference to me is both your number of websites you can have and the website space that you can use or allocate to. So in the beginning, you probably only want to have one website, but for the price difference to be able to go from 1 to unlimited, I personally always like going for the plus plan because it gives you unlimited websites and it gives you unlimited domains. So if you want to have multiple different brand names or test different things out, so many people in the beginning want to change their name. So that is why I do think the plus plan makes a ton of sense. It also has some additional bonuses and perks and things like that. The other thing I want to call you out to is on the email account side. On the email account side, you have unlimited email accounts with unlimited email storage. And that 100 megabytes per account on the email side is kind of a killer. I don't know about you, but we all send pictures and images and videos in our email. And if you only have 100 megabytes per account, you're going to fill that up pretty quickly. So for all those reasons, I'm going to select the plus account for this tutorial. You can do what is right for you, but I do recommend that plus account. Okay. Now the next thing here is setting up your own domain. Now, when you're setting up your domain for your business, the big thing you want to look out for is write it out and make sure that it's very easy to understand what it is that string of words is saying. The shorter in general, the better, but you want it to be right for you. If you don't know what your exact business is going to be yet, if you don't know which direction you're going to take with your website, make it a bit more generic. But in this case, I want to provide the most incredible online tutorials for you. So the domain that we're going to purchase here today is incredibleonlinetutorials.com. I'm going to click on next to see if it's available. And we will see here that it is available. So if you're trying to get it, it's mine. You can't have it. All right. So now we're going to go in and create our account here. I'm just going to go ahead and pause this real quick and fill this information out. Okay, so everything is filled out here, and we can see down here the package information. This is one of those old gotchas I just want to make sure you're aware of. It might default you to 3 years at a time. That could be the right thing for you. It does make it cheaper, but in this scenario, I don't want to pressure you guys to think you have to get more than you really need. If you can't make it work in a year, if you at least decide it's not worth it after a year, I don't want you to feel locked in or anything like that. And then in this case, we got hit with a new special offer they're offering here, which is free domain privacy. I definitely recommend domain privacy as part of legalese. You need to have your domain registered, and there needs to be a contact number on that. So domain privacy, make sure you don't get phone calls all day, every day from people trying to pitch you things. I do recommend it. If you're really trying to pinch pennies, you can just block those calls. But I'm going to go ahead and claim those savings and add that to my order here right now. Okay, so moving on, we have our package extras here. Domain privacy and protection is free. CodeGuard basic. We can take a look at this real quick. This is essentially doing daily backups and monitoring, one-click restore, other things to help your website make sure everything goes fine. This is a good idea. It's not required. In this case, I'm not going to add it because I have other solutions I do personally, but it's not a bad idea. And then just moving on for the rest of this stuff here, site lock security. We're not going to add any of that there. Okay, so we're pretty basic here. We're going to be at $80 to check out, and that's for the entire year. So this is a bit of an investment, but $100 to get your online business up and running is really something that you should consider. I definitely think this is one of the best bargains out there when it comes to web hosting, but you do it as right for you. I'm going to go ahead and add my credit card information. I'll come right back here on the tutorial. Okay, and then very quickly, you should get a purchase success notification, and you can just double check in your email that that all happened. And the next step you're going to want to do here is continue to create your website, create your account. So here we go. We're going to create our account here. We have our domain should already be added here. So the next thing you want to do is simply create a secure password and retype it for all that good protection stuff. I'm just going to use a password generator to make a very secure password. I highly recommend everybody, just as a public service announcement, to set up a good password tool. I like LastPass personally. Okay, so we're ready to go and we can now log in. So I'll click here to log in, and we should be just moments away from having our own website up and running. Isn't that great? All right, so once you log in, you'll be taken to your dashboard for the very first time. Congratulations, you are now an online entrepreneur with your own website. Fantastic. And on the first time you're signing up, it's going to ask you, it's going to walk you through that process of creating your first website. So let's follow along here. What kind of site are you creating? Let's say here we're going to create a blog, because I do like there to be an aspect of blogging on every online business. It helps build a lot of relationship with that person. What type of business is it? We're just going to call this We'll call this a web development, although just choose whatever is right for you. And who are you creating it for? Let's say for ourselves, because you are now empowered to build this yourself. All right, so we're going to add a blog to our website, and all the rest of this we can really skip over, but let's just follow along for a moment here. What do we want to name our sites? We're going to call this Incredible Online Tutorials. We'll say, you can do this. And as far as are you comfortable creating websites, this is really just for them to know how they should talk to you, how they should onboard you. I'm going to say I'm very comfortable, but you'll be able to do whatever is right for you. Now, as far as the free or the picking out a theme, the theme is essentially the backbone of your website. It's the walls and the bricks and the foundation of your building here. We're going to go ahead and skip over this because I'll be using a very specific one, and once you see it, you'll understand why. So right now, it is in the process of installing WordPress, building out your website entirely from scratch, and here we go. So one thing you'll notice when you first get into the account here is you might not see your own domain that you just purchased. It might show this temporary domain here. Not to worry. A couple things to do right now is double check your email. You should have an email that'll look something like this. That will be called and a who is verification to activate your domain name. And this is simply to make sure that you are who you say you are. You'll be able to click here to verify your email address, and that should allow you to verify your domain, which should then help keep it all active and good. So now I'm going to refresh this page here. So now what I like to do is work on my websites here from the My Sites tab. So I'll click on the My Sites tab, and we'll see here that I have incredibleonlinetutorials.com is set up. It may take a little while before you can actually go to that website URL and it'll appear on the internet. And that's simply the propagation. It's sending all that data to all the different parts of the world. Not to worry at all. Simply click on the login button and we'll dive into our first ever WordPress website. Exciting. Okay, so welcome to WordPress, and we are using WordPress to build your website for the sheer reason that there's limitless flexibility with what you can do with the system, but also because you own your website. There were stories in the news very recently, I may decide to put them down in the description below, of websites on Squarespace and Wix being taken down because the content written on there was politically incorrect, and that's a danger for you as an online business owner. So I do recommend getting your skills up to be able to own your own website like this and be able to handle it. There's a lot of buttons on the screen here. Don't worry, we're going to walk through this during the tutorial, but WordPress is definitely a great place for you to be when you're building your online business. Okay, so the first thing I want to do now that we are here is let's go over here to the plugins area. Let's just dismiss this. And what I always like to do is start with a pretty clean slate. Sometimes when you're first setting up your website, there will be some additional stuff added on there that you might not want. So I'm going to come here and click on Google Analytics. I want to remove that. Jetpack, I want to remove. Opt-in Monster, I want to remove. And WP Forms, I want to remove. Okay, so to do that, I'll check all those boxes and I'll click Deactivate and Apply. And that will turn them off essentially. But I also just want to fully delete them. So I'm going to delete everything except for the Bluehost plugin. And I'll explain why in just a moment. So I'll select delete and apply, and then everything else is gone. We have a very clean website, very, very good to go. The reason why I'm keeping Bluehost is because there are some nice conveniences of this tool. It allows you to add caching on your website, which basically just speeds up your website. It also gives you a nice easy back button to get back into your hosting account if you ever need to do that. I think it's just an overall decent plugin to have on your website. Okay, so the next thing on our list here is while we're still waiting for everything to propagate in the internet, let's go ahead and set up our professional email address. And that's unfortunately one of those things that nobody likes to do, and so they don't do it, but it's very important when you're just getting started to have a good looking professional email address. So to do that, I'll just illustrate this Bluehost button here. I'm going to hover over Bluehost and I'm going to come back to Bluehost and I'll click on that button there, and that should take me back into our hosting portal. All right, the next thing I want to do is come on over to the Advanced tab here, and I'll click on Advanced. That's where we're going to set up our email address. And then I can come here down to Email Accounts, and I'll click on that. And now I should be able to see a little blue button here that says to create, and I'll create my professional email address here. And simply set up however you want it to be. In this case, I want to set up a support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com, and then again, generate a password that is secure and safe. And while you're working, I certainly recommend keeping a notepad out there for little things like the passwords as you're creating them. Because I do not recommend using the exact same password for everything. That is a good way to get in trouble. So don't do that. So I've created my password for my email, and I also want to have unlimited storage space because this is where I really want to be able to email my customers and have invoices and all that stuff dealt with. So I don't want to be stuck with a limited size email inbox. If you chose the basic plan when you're setting up your hosting account, this is where you're going to start to feel that burn. So you can always upgrade if you feel the need to do so. But if you are on the plus or choice plan or above, you'll have the ability to go unlimited here, which is great. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on the create button. And now I have my own professional email address. Fantastic. Not too bad, right? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm coming here in post-processing, and I realized I kind of skipped over one crucial detail in the email account section. So Right now, we created our support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com email address, but how do you actually check that email address, right? So what I do and what I recommend for the Bluehost emails is you click this button called Connect Devices. And then what this is going to give you is all the details, all the techie tutorial details that will allow you to hook this up to your mail application on your desktop, on your iPhone, whatever the case might be. And in some cases, they have specific integrations like Mail for Windows 10. All you have to do is log in like you're logging into with your username and password, and it should automatically hook everything up. So that's how you set it up. On iPhones or Androids, you can simply follow the instructions on your devices. You're just using an IMAP email account when you're setting it up on your phones. All right, back to the tutorial. Okie dokie. So now we've gotten that one checked off the list. The next thing I want to do is start setting up the actual front end of my website, making it look beautiful. Again, the domain is going to kind of pick up when it's ready. It's almost there, but it can take a little while when it's first getting started. So I'm going to come back in and log into my website one last time. All right, so my website is here. It is ready to go. Let us go ahead and install our theme and all the tools, all the suite of tools we're going to be using to really build out a professional looking online course business. And the page builder and the tool set we're going to use in this case is called Thrive Themes. So if you want to get a discount code and some additional bonuses, I have all that included down in the description below. You can go to incomemesh.com/Thrive Themes. That is my referral link. I really do believe in this company and what they do, so you can check them out as well. You can see here they are a conversion-focused WordPress theme and plugin site, which essentially means their whole goal, their whole reason for existence is to help you make more sales without doing more work by making your stuff more effective. And they do that through really, really advanced technology, like being able to put pop-ups on your website, drag and drop page builders that can create really beautiful layouts, a lot of cool stuff here. And what's fantastic about this is they've even included the ability to create your own online courses and very recently protect them and set them up with a fantastic selling platform we'll get into in this tutorial of Thrive Apprentice, which allows you to monetize your website as well directly without using expensive third-party software as a service tools like Teachable, Thinkific, things like that. This allows you to build it all in your website. You have full control over it, and it really does work quite well. We're going to cover all that in this tutorial, but if you want to support the channel, go to incomemesh.com/Thrive Themes and click on that Become a Thrive Themes member. You can see here everything you're going to get. You get a lot of tools. They're fantastic. They're very easy to use. I'm going to cover a lot of them here in this tutorial. We're going to cover most of these in this tutorial here. Whenever you are convinced, go ahead and click on Secure Your Membership here, and you can see it's only $19 per month. Now, yes, this is more than your website hosting, but this is like everything. This is what your customers are going to see. They are aggressively supporting and updating and improving everything you see here. And you can also pay quarterly, where it's $30 billed quarterly. I think just yearly makes most sense. You can click on that button there and continue on. I'm already a member, so I'm not going to buy it again. But once you're done with the purchase process, I will show you the login area and the membership platform so you can see where to go next. Okay, go ahead and click your buy buttons, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so welcome back. So here I am inside of the members area of Thrive Themes, and the only plugin you'll need to download here is what they call their Product Manager plugin. And if you click here, it'll download to your computer. And what's beautiful about this is they kind of give you a single tool that allows you to unlock everything else. Other systems don't do it quite as nicely. This is a very easy process here. So once you've downloaded that zip file, I want you to come on back to your website and go to Plugins, Add New, and you'll come up here to the Upload Plugin area. Just click that button there, and then you can drag or choose file and find the product manager you just downloaded. Drag that right there and click on Install Now, and that's going to take care of all the heavy lifting for you. You can finally just click Activate Plugin, and we'll have Thrive Themes added to your website. All right, so the plugin is installed. So simply click over here to Product Manager. There should be a new button on your window. And then it'll ask you to log into your Thrive Themes account, which it should already be logged in. So just click on the Log into my account button here, and then it'll connect everything. It'll verify that you are a member, and then it can allow you to download and install all the plugins in their suite. All right, so here we are. Now we can see all the different tools they have currently available for their members. I'm going to install for this tutorial Thrive Leads, we'll do Thrive Optimize, we'll do Thrive Architect, we'll do Thrive Apprentice, and we will do their theme builder. So I'm going to cover all of these in this tutorial, and it's going to be fantastic. So click on Install and License the Products, and just wait for a little bit. It's going to do its job right here. All right, fantastic. And just a moment or two later, everything is installed and ready to use. The next step you want to do here with Thrive Themes is simply walk through their really intuitive wizard. I'll click on this blue button to go to the Theme Builder dashboard, and we're going to dive into a bit of branding and setting up our website here. All right, let's go. All right, so here we are on the Thrive Theme Builder wizard. This allows you to kind of set up your entire website exactly how you want it to look. And as we get into this, we're going to need to do a little bit of branding work to make sure you have at least a consistent color scheme throughout your website. And I'll show you one tool I really like to use for this, but we'll get to that throughout the process of this wizard. Let's go ahead and dive in and get started here. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create our logo for the website. And I don't want you to leave this tutorial without having a decent looking logo. So let me show you the tool that I like to recommend and use for this. And I use a tool called Glorify. It's a newer e-commerce designed graphic platform. And if you go to incomemesh.com/glorify, you can kind of check it out, see what it looks like for you. There will be a link down below for this as well. It is also a referral link. But at the time of recording this, there's actually a 75% off discount for their entire lifetime package. So you grab it now and you lock in a discount as you're going through. What's really cool about this is you can take a picture of something, like take a picture of this candle on a table or something like that, and very easily do the background removal where the background, everything just disappears, and you can very easily create these high quality professional looking images. So it's fantastic if you're selling things online, but even simply for branding, it has a very easy and nice to use logo maker that allows you to create entire brands, brand name, brand colors, and use those throughout your entire online marketing. So I'll show you a little bit of that as we go. I'm going to go ahead and log into my account. And here we are inside of Glorify. We'll be here just for a hot second. We need to create a brand for this new website. So let's go ahead and do that by clicking on the My Brands area. And we're going to create a new powerful brand using the logo maker. So we're going to call this Incredible Online Tutorials. And you get to choose like your style. I'm going to be a little dynamic, I think would be nice. Dynamic is good in life. And let's go with a nice blue style here. I tend to go towards the blues myself. And then for tutorials, I'm going to show a computer. We're going to create this little brand out here nicely. All right, I'll just pick whatever looks good. A very nice, simple, flat design is good for me. Click next. And then what happens is the fun stuff. So we get to choose our fonts. I'm going to choose Roboto, nice and clean, easy to read. And I'll also change the layout of my website, or the layout of my brand. So my icon is over to the left and it doesn't show quite so much space. And then let's pick our color scheme for the entire brand and website. And let's go ahead and try this. And you can see as you're generating previews, you get a really good idea how everything's going to look. And oh, I like this one already. This is me through and through. So I'm going to go ahead and save this logo and we're good to move on. I'm also going to include all the assets that we're working on here. I'll put a link down below if you want to just kind of follow along with me. I'll include that earlier on the video as well. But if you want to follow step by step with me, you can do that also. We'll call this, okay, I'll just save my logo here. And I also want to just make a note of that primary color I'm using. I'm going to use that in my graphic design on the website as well. So I'm just going to click on that little button and grab that hex code, that color code, so I can use that later on in the tutorial. So now coming back to our wizard, I now have a logo I can upload. So I'll simply click on the logo and I'll drag my new one in. And there we go. It is uploaded and I'll select it. I'll choose it and continue. And now for brand color, this is why I grabbed that hex code as well. I'll simply paste that in here. It's a little slightly darker blue, which I think is very striking, right? And then it's going to go next to our headers, our online headers here. So our main navigation and window, you can click the little arrows side to side and decide which one is right for you. And I think this one is very beautiful. It has our social media graphics on the left. It's got our header up top and our main logo, some navigation in the middle, as well as a final call to action on the side. That's the one we're going to go with. Absolutely. I'll choose this and continue. And then same thing for the footer is going to ask us to figure out which one is right for us. I'll show you a different way to kind of assess them and take a look. You click on this drop down area and you can see a different style of your footers. Here I've got a very simple one. I've got some lead generation ones that have opt-in boxes directly there. Social media options. I'm going to go very simple and simply have a copyright with light text or a light background here. I think for a very simple website, this is perfect. Copyright, the year will automatically update year after year, so you're good to go there. I'll choose that and continue. Now I get to pick my home page, which is very important. And so if you're not a designer, I recommend don't go it alone. Don't try to figure it out all on your own. Simply choose one of their ready-made templates, or at least use their block system, which I'll show you on how you can make something look very beautiful, even if you're not a designer. So a couple of things I want to show you, if this is the first time you're seeing this tool set, is as I scroll through this page, you'll notice something. Everything kind of works together color-wise. And the reason for that is they're not all the exact same blue, but they all work together. And that's because of the advanced color technology that Thrive Themes uses in their builder. Everything here, it fits together off that single color we told it to go with. All right, so I'll choose this one and continue. And as we get into the builder itself, I'll show you some of the things you can do. All right, so the next one on our site we're working through here is the single blog post. So as we're writing our content, how do we want the blog post to appear? You'll notice again that blue is predominant as we go through. It looks beautiful. I'm going to click on the drop down here and look at some of our different options for the different blog post styles. I'm looking for what's going to speak to me. I think personally, I like having narrow content. I also like not having a sidebar. It makes things very easy. So I'm going to go with this featured image and narrow content. I'll click on it. It'll load everything up and I can see exactly how it's going to appear when I publish my blog post, which we'll do together on this tutorial. So I'll choose this one and continue as well. Next up is our blog post list. So when they click on the blog icon in our main menu, what is it going to look like? How are they going to navigate and find the post they want? Let's go ahead and review our options here. And I think we can do something a little different here. I like this one here that's text only and it has a search bar right at the top. So I'll click this one and let's take a look. And just to show you that you're not locked into anything, you can always change this as you're going. For example, if I realize that maybe it wasn't as nice as I thought it was, I can click on it again and I can swap over to a bit more of a basic one here, like this, that has a central focused blog post in the front, and then I'll have other blog posts as we go. Let's go ahead and give this one a try. We can always change it later on. So I'll select that. And in the same way, for all of our blog pages, we can give it a default layout. I like to keep this pretty simple. I want the content to be the focus. So I'm simply going to choose this title banner with a call to action at the bottom. And we'll customize how all this looks as we go. But this is what we're going to start with here. It'll have the title of the page right here. And then all this will be where I can put my content. Everything is free range. And then down below is going to have a single call to action, which we will advertise our freebie to try to build our email list as we go. I'll choose this and continue. Now here, we're going to have to skip out of order a little bit. Because this is a brand new website, we don't have any menus created, a header or a footer menu. So simply I will choose this later on each one, and we can activate them, and we'll simply come back in just a moment once we've built out a few pages to work with here. All right, so what we can do, we can preview our site. I'm going to hold down the control button and click this so it opens in a new window because we're not quite done here. I simply want to show you kind of how it's looking so far. Looks beautiful. I might choose a different layout for this homepage because I don't want this to be a local business style. I want it to be an online course, but we can see what we have here. And it's a beautiful looking website. It's going to load quickly. Nice and good here. Let's come back here to our homepage. I just want to show you you're not locked into anything here. And instead of being local business, let us use the personal branding design. This is going to be a little bit better for an online business where you're really focusing on doing business with the person, not necessarily with a general brand or a general business. It's going to be very intimate here. So I like this. The blue really works for me, and we'll change some of this design as we go. All right, so we're good there. The next thing we want to do is come on down to the site speed. I want to quickly set you up for success by installing and activating a couple of plugins that's going to make your website run faster and more secure. The first thing we want to do is set up a more professional caching plugin, and we've got a couple of options here, W3 Total Cache or Fastest Cache. I'm going to choose this one. I personally enjoy how simple this one is. So I'm going to click on Install Now. And what's beautiful is because we're using Thrive themes, it actually has already generated a one-click settings that'll optimize that plugin for Thrive. So simply click through and say configure the cache, and this will make sure that all the settings are already done for you. You don't need to go through 47 pages of manuals. It's already configured and good to go. All right, so now our website's going to load faster just from doing that one step there. All right. Next thing, let's come on over to image optimization. And here, this is for making your big pictures. If you're taking pictures from your phone, which can be megabytes and megabytes large, and it'll smush them down, which is why it's called smush. Here, if I click on the no cost option, this is good enough for most people when you're getting started. There are more professional options, but I think for the simplicity of setting it up and getting it activated is gold right here. Okay. What you can also do while you're here in this wizard is you can take a look at the typography settings. Personally, I like the default typography of this theme, but you can change everything. You can expand it and see what it's looking like. And if you want to change the font, for example, you can do that by clicking on Edit, the little Edit pencil there. And I can change this from Literata over to maybe Montserrat. And you can see that changes just the header one. So any place on your pages, on your blog posts, anywhere in your course even, anywhere that you're changing the header to header one, it's going to go to Montserrat. I actually liked Literata, so I'm going to keep that. But you get the idea. Everything here can be changed. The default colors, everything is on the table here. All right, so changes have been saved. I will save and preview down at the bottom left. And let's come on back to our tutorial here. So at this point, our theme is pretty well set up. What I want to do is get a couple of things out of the way here as we're looking into our options. I'm going to come over to the Thrive dashboard here. So one thing I want to do while we're here in the back end, before we get too far along in building out pages, I think it's been enough time for us to go ahead and make our website go to the actual URL, the actual domain name. So let's go ahead and come over to Settings in General, and you can click there. And you can see here that we have the WordPress address and the site address are currently going to that temporary domain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an S right here and follow along with me. Put an S there for secure. And then I just want to get rid of all that gobbledygook. And I want to put in the domain name that we purchased, which should be incredibleonlinetutorials.com and a little backslash there. And I'm just going to copy this and paste this here as well. And scroll on down to the bottom and click Save Changes. All right, it might give you a little bit of a warning message. That's okay. Click on the Advanced and proceed. And here you can see, for whatever reason, it took me right back to that temporary domain, but that's okay. I'm just going to type in here the actual domain, incredibleonlinetutorials.com. And what should happen now is the new website is up and live and looking beautiful. All right. So if you can't log in, there's a couple of tricks here because we just because we moved the domain around and we're using our real domain going forward. If you want to log in directly from the website, you can do a backslash and do WP-admin. That is the shorthand phrase for log me in. And whatever your domain is, that will take you to this page here. You can also log back in from the domain area itself. So you can log in through Bluehost and then you can click log in once again. I'm going to show you that way because it's easy. It's one login you need to remember, and that works pretty well. And now you can see we are here. We are logged back in. We have the correct incredibleonlinetutorials.com is loading up there, and we have our little site lock, which means it is nice and secured. So we're good to go. What you'll notice at the top here is we have this coming soon active. That's something that's added by our Bluehost plugin, which means that if you are not logged in as an admin, as a site owner, that you can't see the website. It would take you to something like this. But we want to go ahead and make our site active. Unless you're actively promoting it, which you're probably not right now, you're not going to get a ton of traffic just yet, which is okay. Go ahead and click on that Launch Your Site button, and now our website should be fully live and ready to go. So we'll take a look at it here. And it's a beautiful looking website. We're already doing really, really well. Congratulations so far. What I want to do now is let's just change the style of this homepage a little bit to make it a bit more personal for us. Okay, let's go and click on Edit with Thrive Architect. That's going to be the button up here. And Thrive Architect is the drag and drop page builder that you're going to be using with this Thrive Themes suite. It is one of the best out there. It is one of the fastest, and in general, it's just a very, very smartly designed tool here. So what I want to do, let's click on this little icon over here, just to give you a brief overview of how this works. The plus button will open up all the different things you can drag and drop onto the table, onto the page. Most of these have pre-designed sections, so you don't need to do everything from scratch, which is a huge help. You can change your overall styling here, which we did in the original wizard. But I want to go ahead and change the template. And you can see here, this is a new layout, which is very beautiful, very easy to use. And in this case, I want to go ahead and use a pre-built landing page, something that's already been done, already designed by professionals. Make it easy for me, guys. So here, I'm going to choose the Shapeshift theme. This is the latest set. I think these are the most beautiful, but you can see depending on what you are trying to build, there are a ton of different templates and themes here. These are actually just one of many. So in this case, this is one design here, but there's actually 13 designs here. So if I click, I can expand this and see silo pages for your different categories. You can see home pages. What I want to find here, let's find that personal branding focus, and let's click on that, and I'll be able to apply that template right here. All right, so now something fun I want to show you, just to kind of show how easy and how you don't need to overthink some things is, I'm going to take a quick little image for the home page, and I'll be able to quickly remove the background, make it look like it's just me there in the picture, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to take my selfie camera right here on my phone. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to smile and wave. All right, and I just took a picture there. So I'm going to let this go to the cloud in just a second. In a moment or so, I'll be able to download that image, and I'll show you how we can remove the background and put it in so that there's not this guy over here, but it'll actually be me on this area, and it's even going to have that same cool cutoff effect right there. So I'm just going to update a couple of things here so you can get an idea of how this page builder works. I'm going to say, building online businesses is hard, and I'll take this and I'll color that with our theme color here. I make it easier. And this one, let's use a light accent. I don't like that at all. This is how easy it is to change things. If you realize you made a mistake, simply do that. Let's go with main accent. That's just nice and easy. Now, we'll also be able to update some of this. We'll come back to this page a little bit. I just want to show you kind of how all this works. Let me show you now that I think everything should have uploaded here. I'm going to find that image on my Google Photos, and I'll quickly remove the background and add that right here so you get an idea how easy it is to work with graphics and make things look professional. So let me just pull that up. All right, so here we are on my Google Images. Now, if I were to take this image and just save it, and hero image, if I were to take this and simply upload it onto this website, all you have to do is click on Main Options. In this case, this is a background that they added here. Oh, there we go. So in this case, I'm going to click on the image here, and I'll go and replace the image. I'll upload this image I just took. And we'll see here, it's a big image. It doesn't need to be that large. And let me make it at least this size. That is not bad, right? That's okay, that's doable, but it could be way, way better. Let me show you how easy it is to make that better. I'm gonna come here back to my Glorify application, and let's just make a quick design here. Let's start with maybe a 600 by 500 size image. I'm thinking I want something a bit square. We'll create this design. I'm gonna drag this hero image onto my canvas. I'll upload it here. All right, and now here's kind of the magic and why I'm showing this tool as well in this build. I can click on this button here called Background Remover, BG Remover. And what this will do is there's no green screen behind me, right? There's a lot that can go wrong when you're looking at what's the foreground and background here, but take a look at this tool. If I scroll in, I can see exactly what it's removed, what it's kept. That's a pretty darn good image. I'm looking a little rough around the edges, but hey, I got 3 kids. That's what life is. I'm going to click Done. And now I've got a way more professional image that will work perfectly with that background. Let me go ahead and just scale this up a little bit. And I think I want to resize this. The width is going to be 400 and 600 height, custom resize. And I'll scale this up. There we go. Get a little bit of that arm action out of the way so you can't tell immediately that it's a selfie. And I'll call this edited hero shot. Because we are the hero of our own story. I'll just come to the background, make sure that background is transparent. And I'll save it. And we'll download it as a transparent PNG, which all that means is no background. All right, so I've downloaded that asset. We're going to come back to our home page. Now check this out. I'm going to come in and replace that now with the edited hero headshot. A couple things you should notice right off the bat is the file size here. Oh, it's actually pretty good file size on both. Each one of those is fantastic, not big at all. And now as I upload this, a couple things happen. One, it more appropriately matches the size here. This is actually pretty big. I don't think I want it to be that big, so I'll probably do something like that. And I want to make sure that it is center lined in that little container. And that's pretty good right there. So that's how easy it is to work with this page builder, how easy it is to make again, this is not the most professional graphic. Maybe I could have gotten a selfie stick so I didn't have to have this weird thing going on in my arm here. But you get the idea. That's how easy it can be. And that's really the point I wanted to show you on that aspect there. All right, so we're going to save our work here. We have the beginning of our home page. Let's go ahead and take this one. And because this is already a square, I'll just use this that we have here. Make that maybe a medium size. And maximum, oof. That is a little bit pixely. Let me click on that and make it at least large. That should take away some of the pixelies. And there you go. So it looks like 2 different images, but look how easy that was to remove that background. All right. All this text is click and drag, so I can put in an About Me section. There you go. A little bio about me. Perfect. Now, as far as all these lead generation aspects, things like that, we will get through that in this tutorial. I'm taking my time working through this, but you get the idea. The page builder here is absolutely doable. All these icons, I can quickly just click on the icon itself. And if I want to find something like a laptop, I can click laptop and I can change it to a laptop and select. And there it is. They even add this new thing, which is really, really great. I can change it to a shaded, where there's actually a duotone, dual tone here, circle. I can make it, inverted, where there's white icons and dark around, whatever you want. And you can see it actually has impacts on everything else with the styling. It is super cool. All right. So that can be our home page here. I'll go ahead and save this. And let's click Save and Return to Post Editor. That's going to take us back to the dashboard where we can double check some of the settings of the blog pages themselves. And I'll give you a little overview of what you should look for when you're setting up and managing all your own pages and posts. All right, so here we are. It mentions about the block editor, but because we have Thrive here, we will never need to use it. That's a good thing. So here we can see it has generated homepage as the title of this page. That's simply because it was generated when we were creating our own theme. So what we want to do here is actually name it. So we'll call this Incredible Online Tutorials. And I'll hit update. And there we go. Now we have our website here. I can view the page. And this is exactly how it'll look to all your visitors. really, really good start to our online business, right? All right, so a couple things we want to do here. Let's think about our main navigation, kind of put the framework to our website together. In this particular page, I want to have a homepage, a blog page where they can see all the posts. I want them to be able to review all of my courses we have for sale. And I also want to have a contact me page. So let's go ahead and start with the contact page. We'll go on plus and add new page. We're doing this one because there's only going to be a couple of elements. It'll be very easy. And this gives you a good feeling for how you can create a page from scratch. So we'll call this contact and I'll hit publish. All right, so I have the page here, but if I view it, it is absolutely blank. That's okay. I like to publish my pages and then go in and put the content in there. So for this one here, let's go and edit with Thrive. And you'll notice here we can hover over it and it'll give you two options. We can either edit with Thrive Architect or edit the theme template. Now, what is the difference here? Well, this is going to edit all the content inside of the page itself. And the template is all the stuff around the page. So when we were designing our theme and we chose this blue banner and that call to action at the bottom, that's all part of the template. In this case, I just want to edit the content inside the page. So I'm going to edit this with Thrive Architect, and that's going to launch us into the editor that we're getting more familiar with. Now, in most cases, I do like to use a pre-existing template for building out my content because I'm not really a pro designer. But in this case, the contact page and some of the tools have been added in Thrive. Let's just use a normal page. I'm going to show you how easy this can be, even if you don't have a pre-designed template to go off of. So what we want to do here is click on the plus button, and they've added something called the block. If I drag a block in here, this is going to make it very easy for me to find exactly what I'm looking for. I can have content blocks, which are great for blog posts, great for content, like here's recommended resources that are very easy to use and very easy to look at. I can do theme blocks, which add this really cool dynamic content for sales pages, for everything else you can imagine. Or you can just show them all together. And I'm going to come down here and look for a contact. And here I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways of adding in a contact form to my website. What I like right now is just adding this one here, a contact us bubble. And let me know what's on your mind. So this is fantastic if you want to do services, if you want to maybe offer done for you client work. You can have people just come to your contact form and reach out to you and let you know what they're looking for, and you guys can start the message from there. I'm going to click on the contact form itself, just take a look at some of these options here, and I can actually customize the email that is sent when they do it. So in this case, where do you want to receive our messages? I want to receive our messages at the email address we just created. So support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com, and new message from, that's going to work for me. It makes it very easy to search. And there you go. Everything else is going to be inside that form. I also want to send a confirmation email to the user. So after they submit the form, this is going to be like their read receipt that I got their message. And it's just going to show, hey, we got you. We're going to get back to you soon. And the last option here is, do you want to send them someplace after they submit their contact form? That's a decent idea, especially if you want to make them a special offer afterwards. We're going to do that later in this tutorial. But in this case, I just want to show them a success notification that says your message has been sent. Thank you. And then the email is there. And hit save. Great. So now we have a contact form. What you might also want to do is maybe add a block, like an introductory block above this one, that could maybe be a hero section. So for example, you might decide to use something like this, and maybe remove the button, maybe remove the image, but thanks for visiting the site. How can I help you? Something like that to give them the idea, the welcome of what they're doing, and then they can put in the contact form. And look at this. This already looks very professionally designed with just a few drags and drops. I haven't even chosen any colors for any of this, but that light blue was simply picked for me. If we go to the background style, you can see this color was an automatic light accent that was created based on this one blue color. That's what I love about this builder so much. So I'll save that. We've got one page taken out. No worries at all. Let's go ahead and save and preview. Now, one thing seems a little bit messed up here. If I click on my main logo, it's actually going to send me to that temporary domain. We might need to make a small adjustment to fix that. Let me come back in and we'll edit with Thrive Architect. Let us simply adjust that header to make sure it's sending the homepage to the correct homepage. This sometimes happens when you're in a bit of a rush. Normally, if everything propagates just fine, you never have to worry about this. But in this case, I want to edit my header. And so I click on this, and I can see here the target URL is actually going to a dumb URL. I'm going to delete that out and then go to my database here. And the dynamic link, I want to send this to the site homepage. That's what it should have been from the get-go. My apologies there. And now we should be fine and dandy. Let's save and preview and just verify that now our main menu is up to date, and then we'll create our navigation right down here and replace those little placeholders that came in with our template. So now if I click on it, it is taking me back to the home page. Perfect. We're good to go there. Let's go ahead now and go into our menus by hovering over the logo, go into menus. Let's build out our course area and our navigation area, excuse me. We'll call this main menu, and we'll create one. And now I'm going to view all my pages here, and I want to add my blog reel to the main area. I want to add a contact form, and the rest will go as we build out the rest. I just want to give something here that's real, and I want to add this to my primary menu and my Thrive Apprentice menu. And we'll cover Thrive Apprentice in just a moment. We're almost there. We're just building out the skeleton right now of our website and our business. So if I view this homepage one last time, let's see if everything is linked up as we want it to be. Looks like we might need to go and update our header one last time here to make sure we pull in the correct menu. So I'll edit with Thrive Architect, and let's update that main menu. So I'll click here, I'll edit my header, and I'll click on one of these navigation breadcrumbs, and I'll come up here to the custom menu. And the menu source here is going to be that main menu I just created. And it's now updating. And now when I add new content to that main menu, it's going to update here automatically. Perfect. Save and go there. All right. So now if I click on something like the blog page, we can see here we have the hello world, the kind of standard starting place for every blog. Let's go ahead and show you how you can create your own blog post here with Thrive Architect, and also to give us a bit more to look at here on this blog page. So we're going to call this one the Beginner's Guide to Creating Online Tutorials, just to keep everything on brand, right? I'll save this as a draft, and I'll go ahead and launch Thrive Architect to show you how the building experience would be. And so here we are. This is exactly how you're going to be writing your blog post if you choose to use Thrive Architect, which I think is a good idea. What's nice about this is, again, that block element makes creating content very easy. So if you're doing content blocks, you can do things like a problem and a solution, where if you want to talk about a particular aspect of creating online tutorials, you can kind of set it up with the story, tell a story, talk about the problem, and talk about the solution. And this gives you a design that's easy to follow. It also helps you create more, better content because it's nicely structured. Everybody likes structure in their blog posts. However, if you want to just go ahead and do your text and just write your content, I went ahead and pasted a bunch of lorem ipsum text here so you can see what a blog post would start to look like as we build that out. One thing that's beautiful about Thrive is, let's say I've written out all this content, but I want to be able to add maybe an image right here. It's really easy. I can simply come here to the plus button, go over to my image item, and every place there's a space, a gap, I can put content. So I can put an image right here. And let's go ahead and grab one more image here from Glorify. We're going to create our featured image. So let's just make a YouTube thumbnail. We'll take one of these templates, call this blog post feature. And what's great about Glorify, again, we made that brand styling, right? So we have this incredible online tutorials brand. We can go ahead and brand our entire image, and immediately it can flip through a bunch of different color schemes. This one's obviously, to me, the best one looking. So we can create this and everything looks on brand right here. So we'll call this Beginner's Guide to Tutorials. This is a COVID-19 looking template, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's go and find some graphic. That graphic will work. And look at this. Look how easy this is to make something that looks pretty professional, pretty easy to use. Again, if you're interested, if you like what you're seeing as far as these graphics, click on the link down below, incomemesh.com/glorify, and you can get started with that as well with a 75% discount on their annual plan. So we'll download this as our featured image. And we'll come back to our beginner's guide. Let's just add this in as an image inside the blog post to show you how that looks. Boom, very clean, very nice. You can also click on the post, and we can come here to the post content and change our featured image, which right now is simply a little placeholder. We can come here and change that to the image here, and you get a great idea of how this is going to look. And that looks just beautiful. All right, so I'll save our work here, and let's go ahead and publish this guy. We can come back to our post element, our post breadcrumb, and we can go to status and visibility, and we'll go ahead and publish this and say, yes, I'm ready to publish. And then I can click my save and preview to get out of here. You'll notice I do save a lot when I'm working in Thrive and really working anywhere. It's just a good habit to get into. But so here you can see if we go to our blog page, we should be able to refresh it. Where is it? Well, it should be here. Let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard. Do a little investigating. We'll click on posts, all posts. Looks like it didn't actually publish. I'll click on it and we'll just publish it one last time here. Publish, great. So now if I go here and I click on it, we should see the beginner's guide to creating online tutorials. And here is the blog post in all of its glory. And if I come back to the blog area, you'll also notice that it shows up as the featured image of my blog posts. And then I've also got the hello world down here, which has a whole bunch of nothing. And it has the related post here. This is a really beautiful, very clear design here. All right, great job for you guys getting this far in the tutorial. We're doing fantastic at this point. Now that you have your blog up, you have the ability to start creating content and building up the traffic and your influence online to be able to set the stage for your products, your services, the things that you want to use to make money with your website. A couple of little housekeeping things I want to do while we're here is we have these floating social media buttons that don't do anything yet. Let's go ahead and set that up correctly so that they are linked up to our smart social media icons. So let's come here to the Thrive dashboard, click on that, and you'll notice if I come on down to what's called the smart site, I'll click on smart site settings, and I can set up things like my name, my address, my phone number. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'll set up my name as Incredible Online Tutorials. I'll set up my address set up our address as a fake number. And then I'll leave a phone and all that, but I will set up my email address as support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com. Great, I'll save that. Legal and privacy pages. This is a good thing to do. I haven't added those in. I'm going to skip over that for this tutorial, but there's there are several tutorials I've done on these individual sections. So make sure you do take care of your legal side as well. For the Facebook page, I'm just going to link over to mine. We're going to call this Facebook, and we'll link it over to my specific one, my Facebook page here. YouTube as well. We'll call this YouTube, and we'll just set that up with my current YouTube channel. And you can go on and set that up, but that'll help a lot right there. Let's go ahead and go back to our dashboard. Another thing we can do while we're here that's always forgotten in the beginning of building a website is let's get our analytics set up. So to do that, I want to come to the analytics and scripts area and manage my scripts. And now I'm going to create a Google Analytics account for this website. And to do that, all I need to do is head over to analytics.google.com. And you might need to create a Google account if you don't already have one, but in this case, I think we all do. So it's just, you can select from whichever Google account you want to use for this particular website. It doesn't need to be any particular one. Any Google account is fine. And then you can come down here to the administration area and you can create an account. Here, we're going to call this account Incredible Online Tutorials. I'm going to uncheck all of these. You can read through and decide what you want to do. You can have 100 accounts, so I'm only up to 6 right now. I'll choose next. What type of property are we making? We're going to make a website here. We'll say next. We'll give this name, Incredible Online Tutorials. And let's go ahead and select our URL by selecting HTTPS, incredibleonlinetutorials.com. Under industry, simply choose whatever makes the most sense. In this case, I will do computers and electronics. And choose your reporting time. I'll choose Eastern Standard and create. You'll have to accept their terms and say accept. And now it'll give you some tracking code. Don't worry, all you need to do is copy it and we'll come right back to where we were. We'll add this in, we'll paste it right there. It will automatically detect it was Google Analytics, which is quite nice, and it should automatically place it before the end of the header tag, which simply means it will be one of the first things that loads on your website, which means your analytics should be tracking very, very well. Finally, you have to choose where do you want this to show up. I highly recommend selecting both of these. What this basically means is if you're writing a blog post, which is part of your theme, it'll show up there so you can track your blog posts. But if you have sales pages that maybe don't use all your theme styling, it's a bit more straight and to the point, this will also insert that there, which is highly important to make sure you know how your sales page and your process is going. So make sure both of these are checked and hit continue, and that should be kept right there. Simply to double check, I want to go and visit my website now. And here we are. I'm going to come over to my analytics and I can see here that there's one active user right now. I'm going to go to my real-time traffic statistics, which will show me that there's one person on the home page, which should be me. But to verify, I'm going to come to the blog and go into that blog post. And I'll double check in the analytics area that I went to the blog area. And I should also see in just a moment the beginner's guide to creating online tutorials. So I can verify that my Google Analytics is tracking. That took all of a couple of minutes and now we're good to go. I'm also going to double check here. If I click on this Facebook icon now, I never changed it directly on this platform, but if I click on it, it will take me over to, should be my smart website Facebook page. So it took me to the Income Mesh Facebook page. But what I also see here is it looks like it has Twitter and things I don't really use that much. So I do want to remove some of these. I'll simply keep Facebook and YouTube for right now. So let's come back up and edit the theme template. This is just going to edit the template that we're currently on, but I'll bounce into the header to remove those social media icons. All right, so let's come over to our header and we'll edit our header. And then I just want to change out, I don't care for Twitter or Instagram. I'll just keep these two here. Again, you can do what's right for you and add additional platforms if you'd like. And then we will come back and work with that call to action button as well. We'll get there in due time. All right, so now if I view the front end, both of these are functional as per the smart site setup that we did earlier in the menu area. And also if I scroll down to the bottom, I can see Incredible Online Tutorials is filled in because that was the name of the website. That's also added from the smart site. And if I go to the contact area, what I think I should see is I can see my PO box and the email address that was added in from that smart site. I did not add a telephone, so you could probably remove that there, and that would probably be a good idea. Okay, the next thing I want to do is when it comes to building your online business, before you even think about monetizing it, I do recommend starting to build your own email list. So I want to set up with a free, completely free to begin email marketing platform called Convertkit. It's the one that my wife and I have used for many, many years. They've recently released a free plan. So let me show you how that all works. So you can sign up and get free email subscribers where you can start to send messages to them and monetize your email list. So what you want to do is go to incomemesh.com/convertkit. Again, there will be a link down below. That is a referral link. You'll see my beautiful wife once again. And again, this is back before we had baby number 3, our little man. But this kind of walks you through what has happened for our family using Convertkit. You can see this is a personal video of my wife and myself. And we can go ahead and click here to try Convertkit for free. So I'm going to click on this button here to try Convertkit for free. And it'll ask you if you're moving from a different email tool or if you're just starting from scratch. We'll assume we're starting from scratch. It's going to ask if we have a website. Yes, we do now. Fantastic. So we're using a WordPress website. And finally, we're going to create our account, and I will use the email address we just created for this purpose. So I'll say support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com, and I'll go ahead and create a password for your account here. Check the box to agree to the terms and get started. So when you're first getting started with a Convertkit, it's going to show you that email sending is disabled until your account has been approved. So let's go ahead and click on that and get started with our website here. So we're going to say our website blog is, not mine, put up our website and we'll request approval. And so it's going to go ahead and check through our website, our process, make sure everything is looking good. And assuming we get approved, we'll be able to send emails from Convertkit. But even before we get approval, what we can do is begin to offer freebies to our email list and start to build up our online business. So to do that, let's go ahead and create a connection between Convertkit and our website. And by connection, what I mean is if we want to offer something for free, so for example, if we're looking on our website here, on our homepage, we have the ability for people to put their email address in and get something for free right now. So in order to do that, all you need to do is build a connection between your website and Convertkit. And to do that, all we need to do is come over here to our profile. We can come over to General. And then it's going to give us 2 pieces of information here. The API key, which I will copy this. And let's come back to our website. We'll go to our dashboard. And we'll come down to Thrive Dashboard. And let's go to the API connections. We'll manage our connections. And we'll make a new one here, a connection with Convertkit. And we'll just put in that API key right there, connect, and that's all it needs. And so now we're good to go. Does not get much easier than that, people. That's pretty cool. All right, so now what I want to do at this part is begin to build out the lead magnet process of we're going to give away a checklist or something of value to people, but we're not going to charge them money. All we're going to ask for in return is the ability to send them messages in the future to convert them into customers somewhere down the road. So we're going to ask for their email address in exchange for something of value. To do that, let's go ahead and create a landing page or a form. And we're going to create something new. We're going to make a little form. And really, when it comes to the design, don't worry about it. The design will all happen on our website. It'll be way easier and way more flexible. I'm just going to use a simple inline design here, and I'll choose the bare minimum because the design won't matter at all. And I'll show you why in just a second. So we'll select this Claire, and let's give it a rename here for checklist. And we'll hit save. Save the page. Okay. So the main thing I want to do here is we're going to offer a checklist, and in exchange, we're going to ask for their email address. So what we want to do is I don't like to give people the thing they ask for right on the thank you page. There's way better things you can do with that specific thank you page. Instead, I want them to go to their email and actually find an email from me and click on that email from me in order to get the free thing they just asked for, right? What that does is make sure you got their real email address, because if they gave you a spam email address, they're not getting the thing that they want, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to send an incentive email address, and we're going to edit the email contents. And so this is where we're going to put a little message here and link up this button to something that they want. All right, so I'll hit save here. And now after confirming redirect to either a URL or a download, in this case, I want to offer them something for free. So I want to offer them a download, and I've pre-prepared something that we could use for this purpose. I made a little free download here. I'll open it, and we can click on it to see what it looks like. I'll just hit save, and we're good to go. All right, so we've made the form on Convertkit. Now what we want to do is go back to our website, and we want to link this guy up so that from the home page, we can offer this free checklist. And we're going to edit this form here to kind of show what that process is. But before we do that, let me kind of walk you through a big picture of where we're going from this point on in the tutorial. So we've built out our website. We have a free thing we're offering them. Ultimately, though, we do want to make sales. So we're going to go into the sales funnel process of the tutorial now. We're a bit over halfway, I think, at this point. The next thing we want to do here is build out our free product, which we just did, that checklist. We also want to have a paid product that we're going to offer at a discount right after the free download was made. So the thank you page from this checklist sign up is going to be an actual offer where people can give us some money at an amazing price to get a premium course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build out that premium course. We're going to create the entire purchase process, the ability to give us money and get something for free and get something in return from that. And we're going to link it all up into this amazing sales funnel process. Okay. So to do that, I know it's a lot. We're doing an amazing job right now. Great job if you're sticking through and working through this. And by the way, if you're enjoying this, put a comment down below because this is a lot of work and I think we're getting a lot done here together. So the next step here, we're going to go and start building out some online courses. To do that, I'm going to use Thrive Apprentice. This is the built-in tool from Thrive Themes. And the first thing it's going to ask is, where's the home page for all your courses? We're just going to create a new one, and we're going to call it Courses. Simple enough. Now, as far as setting up your template, we'll do a little bit of personalization. We'll go personalize this template. All I want to do here is just make it look like it's going to fit the rest of my website. To do that, I want to make my logo my actual logo. Imagine that. So I've got my logo now, and I want to make my main color the actual color for my brand, which is this guy here. Let's just verify. So this is my main color. Grab that, come over to my template, paste it in. Perfect. And where's my logo? There you are. That looks pretty good. All right, save. All we need to do there, we'll go ahead and close that. So now we're in what I think is probably the easiest and most beautiful online course building platform. And this is Thrive Apprentice. So all we want to do here is create a new course. And we're going to call this a premium course. Premium website building course. So we've given it a title, give it a very brief description. All right, gave it a little tutorial. You can even add a video description if you'd like. And you can also enable comments or not enable comments on the entire course. Now for the cover image, it gives you a recommendation of what size to use, 1170 by 400. So again, just to kind of show you the actual process, let's build one out real quick. Let's use a different design here. Maybe something like this. And then I will again brand it like that. And finally, I want to resize this to 1170 by 400. And then I'll resize it. And from here, you might want to move some things around like that. Maybe make this bigger. I think that's too much text for something here. Kind of have some fun with it, right? Just working through the design process here. That's not what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and put in a picture of a computer. And check this out. You're going to love this. So what if you don't want to just use icons? I'm going to find an actual picture of a computer. And let's find something here. Maybe something like this. And that looks nice, right? But I want to remove the background as well and make this look really professional really easily. So I'll come in and let's see what it thinks the background is. Okay, and I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to keep this. Keep that. Keep that. Remove that. Remove that. Remove that. And remove that. Looks good. All right. So now here is our new image. I'll hit done. And let's just remove that little starburst. Scroll this guy up. Good enough, right? So we'll call this course featured image, and we'll save it. And we'll download it as a normal PNG. And here we go. So now I can come back there, and we'll upload this image as the cover image here. And now I can see very small file size, but it's still the perfect dimensions. So that's how our online course is going to look. We'll hit save. Now let's add 2 lessons of content, but you can also add chapters, add modules. So we'll call this introduction. And inside of the chapter, you can add lessons. Say welcome to the course. And for the first one, let's make this a text lesson. But the second one will make a video lesson, so you can get an idea of how it all works together. Now let me go ahead and add some content here. And let's, again, use those blocks. Those blocks are amazing. So here I want to use maybe some benefits and features. But you also have to remember that this isn't a very big spot that you can work in. So I'm just going to use some text. I'll add the image of the course itself. And maybe a call to action. Maybe you want to ask people to become affiliates for your course. Again, you're selling this, so we're going to assume we want affiliates to join in as well. So we'll click here to add this little call to action section in, and we'll say become an affiliate. And apply now. As far as the actual affiliate setup, that will come a bit later in the course, but this is going to work overall. And I'll go ahead and save this as our first lesson of the course. And that looks beautiful, right? It even pulls in your image, everything about you. And we can come back through and make our second lesson. Let's make this a video lesson. So we're going to call this tutorial number 1, et cetera, et cetera. I can either use YouTube, Vimeo, or Wistia as a direct integration. You just add the URL there. Or you can do a custom in any video hosting platform like Dub or VuePlayer or Spotlighter, or there's a ton out there. Anything you choose to protect your videos are fantastic. In this case, let's just use a YouTube video. All right, so I'll go ahead and paste a YouTube URL right here, and I'll hit save. And you can also edit your content just like the regular text lessons here, and add additional bullet points and things like that. So let's pull in our video. That's what it looks like. And we'll also put maybe a list, a styled list here. So we'll just put a couple bullet points that are literally called point. And we'll just say key lessons. And we'll just change this to a header 2. So it's big text, very easy to see, and you know exactly what you're getting out of that lesson right there. Okay, wonderful. Let's go ahead and save and preview this. I love it. And now we have our online course. So what we can do here is you can select all of these and you can publish those lessons. And at this point, we're ready to link this up to our actual sales platform, because what you don't want to have happen is you don't want to hit this publish button before you have all the protection in place. So right now I can preview the course and I can see what it will look like, which it looks beautiful, I might add. And you can see what it will look like. But if you hit that publish button, that means that anybody who goes to your website, I'm going to come to an incognito window and go to incredibleonlinetutorials.com/courses, which was the page we created. And right now they won't see anything because this is not published yet, right? So when I hit that publish button, I'll show you what's going to happen. Right now we've told our online course platform nothing in terms of who should be able to see this and who should not be able to see this course and access it. So when I come back over here, I'm not logged in on this website, but if I hit that refresh button, you'll see I can go directly into the course and I can start learning because it's not protected. Okay, so that's kind of the quick little warning cry here. I'm going to unpublish this for now because I only want it to be available once it can be sold. And while I could go ahead and dive directly into the selling portion and get us to sell this one product, I want to take it a little bit further, and I want to create what's called a bump offer. This is going to be kind of like a companion guide or something that's not going to be the same price as the actual course itself, but can help you to increase the revenue you're making at the point of sale. It also really shows off some of the strength and power of the selling platform, which is Thrivecart, that we're going to use in this tutorial. So before I go into the Thrivecart portion and hook it all up and set everything up with this new integration, I want to go ahead and make one more product. It's not going to be a full-blown course, but it's going to be something that can be like a tag on in addition to the product we just made. So if this is a premium website building course, I might want to make an additional resource for a companion guide. Maybe this has downloadable resources or templates or checklists or other things that can kind of just make the entire experience easier. So we're going to call this a website builder companion guide. All right. And this one again, we'll just use the same image, but instead of this one here, let's just search for an icon for checklist, and that looks pretty nice. We'll bring this guy over, make him big. And now I've got a pretty good looking companion guide. I'll just align that to the center, align this to the center, and I'll call it companion guide. And we'll save it and download it. You're doing great so far. We have covered a lot of ground. As you can see, a good graphics platform is really valuable when you're going through creating things very quickly, because setting up that branding once allows me to make everything easier as we move forward. And that is the key here. So let's come back in. We have our companion guide. We're going to upload that image. We'll use it. And we'll just give it a little title that says this is a supplementary tools and checklist to be used with the main course. And we'll hit save. Under course details, because this is going to be a companion guide, it's only going to have one lesson, and it's going to be download your resources. You might also have a video on how to use them, but I want to make this very simple. This is just something to tack on to the main course, and we'll add our content here. So in this case, you might offer some Google Sheets that are just a link. So we're going to have what's called a resource list. We're going to pull up a resource list here, and let's go ahead and choose this guy here. So maybe we're going to have a Google Sheet offered, and you can download it. And we'll also have maybe an ebook. And we'll have this as a download. So I have prepared a little ebook that we can use in this example. Let's go ahead and upload that to our media gallery, which can allow us to download it from our website. To do that, I want to come over just on a different window. We'll come right back to it. We'll go to media. We'll add a new media. And let me upload that ebook that I made. It's simply a PDF file. And as you can see here, I created a little web resources that would just kind of walk through a couple different resources here. You get the idea. It's just a template file. And I'll put that in and I'll drag it to our media uploader. This is going to allow you to upload any files you want, and then they can be downloaded from your website. I will warn you while this is uploading, you don't want to put all your big heavy stuff on your website to be downloaded from, because that can put a lot of strain on your server. But a small ebook, a little tripwire like this, no problem at all. It's not going to really cause too much harm to our website here. I'll select that URL and I'll come back to our ebook here. Let me just make sure I was clear with what I did here. I went into the actual file itself, inside the media library, and then over here, there's a URL that can go directly to that PDF that can allow them to download it from their server, from their computer. And so I'm just coming here, and where I'm saying download the ebook, I'm going to go to the target URL underneath the main options of that button. And I'm going to paste that in, and I want that to open in a new tab. So when they see it, I'll show you here. When they get here, they'll be able to go and download the book, and then it'll download directly there in their browser, and they can move on with life. Fantastic. All right. So that's going to be our companion guide. It's a very simple course. It's just going to be additional resources to what they just purchased. So once again, I'm going to publish this lesson back in the Website Builders Companion Guide. And so now we have most of the components we need to really link together an effective sales funnel. So in this portion of the course, what I want to do is kind of walk you through and show you visually what we're going to do here. So what we've created is in Convertkit, we've made an opt-in form that allows them to give us their email address in exchange for something for free, right? We've also created the email that once they opt in, we're going to email them that free PDF checklist that we created earlier on, right? So we have that part set up. Now what's going to happen is we need to tell them once they opt in, what do we want to show them? Normally this is a thank you page, but in this case, we're going to make them a special offer. We're going to make them a one-time offer. All right. And we're going to create all of this in Thrive themes, and we're going to sell it using Thrivecart. Okay. Don't worry about those names. They're very familiar, but you'll get them over time. If they see this offer, and we're going to make it a very irresistible offer. We're going to make it 70% off its retail price. If they decide to take it, we're going to send them to a checkout page where they can buy it. And on that checkout page, we're also going to offer them that bump with a little checkbox to say, hey, do you also want to add the companion guide to the course? Depending on what they do there, they're going to be sent to the thank you page. We'll just call this the thank you page. And from the thank you page, we're going to give them all the instructions they need to actually get into the courses that they bought. So if they bought the main course, they'll get access to the main course here. And if they bought the bump, they will also get access to the companion guide. That's what we set up. Okay. So I wanted to go ahead and just take a moment to show you the high level, the overview of where we're going here, because then when it gets down to building the individual pieces, it makes a whole lot more sense. Okay. So right now, in terms of what we've done, we've built the course, we've built the companion guide. Now it's time to kind of start working our way backwards, building out that thank you page, and then diving into the actual selling portion with Thrivecart. So let's go ahead and make one very useful page called the thank you page that's going to give instructions on once the purchase is made, how they get access to it. And I'll show you how all this works. The only reason why I'm starting with the thank you page first is honestly because I've done this so many times. I just know what is the most efficient way of doing it, and it is this way. So we're going to call this thank you for your purchase. And also the method that I'm doing here is going to enable us to do a lot of really useful conversion optimization pieces with our website to allow us to make more money over time. So this is a very vital step, is creating that thank you page here on your site, which is very, very easy to do with Thrive Architect. So on the thank you page, I don't really want it to be have that header and have that footer and have all this stuff around here. What I want instead is a very clear blank page, which is loading up here. All right. So he's giving me a blank page, but I still have a header and a footer, and I don't really want that. So what I'm going to do is click on this page element here, and I'll see the header. I can just click that eyeball and hide it. And footers, I always like to have the footers because I like to have that copyright notice there. So I'll leave the footer on. Now I'll go into my blocks and I'll just do a quick little hero. And I will say, thank you for your purchase. What I like to do, especially when this has to do with getting access to content and getting usernames and passwords to access courses, is I like to give some steps. So I'm going to come here to my steps area, and I'll have these following steps here. And the general rule of what we're going to do here is we're going to send them an email. That email is going to have their username and password if they haven't already purchased from us. And then once they log in with that information, all the content they purchase will be accessible to them, and content they haven't purchased yet will not be accessible. So you can put that down in writing. I'll do that very quickly here. All right, so I put down here basically, if you've never purchased, you'll have an email with your username and password. Grab your credentials and you'll be able to log in here. I'll come back to this spot in just a second. Once you're logged in, all your purchased content will be unlocked and ready for you. So part of this is we want to make sure the login page is very easy, very clear, and ready to go. So I haven't created the login page with you guys yet. We'll do that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and just create a link here by selecting the text, log in here. I'll bold that. I'll make it a link. And I'm going to send it to a page I haven't created yet. And I'll send this to incredibleonlinetutorials.com/login. All right, that'll open in a new tab. That's fine. I'll insert that link. Now, it won't work if I go to it right now, but we'll set that up in the very next step. Okay, so this is our thank you page. Very clean, very clear. I like it. Let's make sure it's published, and then we'll go and make our login page as well. Great. So with Thrive Apprentice as our online course platform, they've done a good job of making login pages pretty easy to manage and understand. So to set that up, head on over to the settings of your Thrive Apprentice area. Let me just come here to Thrive Apprentice, and we'll come here to Settings, or Display, and we'll edit our login page. All right, so we'll set our login page. Again, we haven't built it yet, so we're going to create that page, and we'll call it Login. We'll add that page. Now, this should be all we really need to link up what we just built in the thank you page on the previous step to this new login. But let's just go ahead and edit this with Thrive Architect and pick out a nice template. And that should be all we need to do on the login side. So here, this might be all we need, just say login and username and email, but I believe there's also some pretty nice looking landing pages for logins here. So you can just take a look and see what makes sense for you, if you like it or not. Let's just take a look at this guy. Apply the template. I'm not sure. We might not keep this. Okay, this looks kind of nice. In order to access this course, you need to log into your account. That's okay. We'll keep it. I'm not thrilled with it, but I like it. All right, so we've saved our login page. We'll save and preview it. Because we are logged in right now, since we're building our website, it's probably going to show me we are already logged in. Very good. I'm going to edit with Thrive Architect real quick because there's one thing I want to make sure on the settings, that when they log in, it's going to automatically take them to the course page, which it doesn't do. Okay, so once you're in the editor, you can click on the login form. And over here, after successful login, I just want to make sure I redirect it to my Apprentice course index. That's going to be the home of all of my courses. So I'll select that and apply. And that should be all I need to do at this point. I'll save that and exit. All right, now coming back to our map or our roadmap here, we have our products created. We built our thank you page. Now it's time to build the actual checkout experience. And to do this, I do recommend a tool called Thrivecart. They've actually recently integrated directly in with all the tools we're using here. So it makes it an even more no-brainer. What I love about Thrivecart is it's an incredibly easy tool to use. It's full featured, which means you can sell subscriptions. You can have an affiliate program where you have this army of people trying to sell your products for you, and they only get paid by you if they succeed and sell. Does instant payouts. It's a really, really solid platform. And the kicker, just the last little straw on top of it all, is it's a one-time fee, which if you're a frugal person like me, or if you just don't have the budget to shell out every single month for software, you pay once and you get it for life, and it's a solid platform. They've recently integrated in with Thrive themes, so this all works even easier. If you want to check it out, again, there is a referral link linked down below in the description of this video. It's incomemesh.com/Thrivecart. I also have some bonuses that I give along, some additional training with this platform, which I think are pretty valuable. You can check those out also down in the description below. But again here, so you've got a lot of reporting, these bump offers where you can easily add on additional revenue to the order, one-click upsells and downsells, and integrates with everything we're going to use here today. It's a pretty sweet deal. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Want My Lifetime License. The one thing you have to think about what you want is, do you want the Thrivecart Pro or not? We help hundreds of students every week get through this process and decide what's right for them. And in most cases, the additional $195 to go for the Thrivecart Pro is worth it. Here is the big reason. Number one, if you don't have limitless traffic coming to your website, which nobody does, you want to have an affiliate program which incentivizes other people to send traffic into your sales process, so that Affiliate Center is worth its weight in gold. They also run it really, really well inside Thrivecart. Also, if you want to be able to have a custom domain like a sales.ultimateonlinetutorials.com, anything like that, branding is way better on the Pro version. And then also being able to automatic sales tax calculation, that can save your butt if you need it. And there's a lot you can do here. The big thing though is the Affiliate Center. The subscription saver is also really good because if a person who's on your membership fails their rebill, this can kind of hound them until they pay until they pay you, which is really helpful. But you do what is right for you. I'm going to go with the Pro version and go to checkout. And I'll put my information in and log in just a moment here. As you can see here, it's a pretty great deal, and there's also some affiliate bonuses you get from my side. Full disclosure, this is a referral link, but it's a fantastic software, and the integration I'll show you in just a second is going to be totally worth it. Okay, enough salesy, pitchy stuff. I'm going to go log into my Thrivecart account, and we'll continue on with the tutorial. All right, so we're logged here into Thrivecart into one of my demo accounts. And what I'm going to do here is set up an integration between everything we just did. So I'm going to come here to my settings and integrations. And you can do this, follow along, click through. I already have some payment processor set up, but you just click on this. There's a little video that allows you to log into your payment for Stripe and PayPal. I recommend offering both. Most people want to see both. It just makes you a bit more reputable. But what we can also do here is come on down to Thrive Apprentice. This is a brand new integration. It actually launched today, so I'm super excited to get this out to you. I'm going to delete the previous integration I had. And then it'll show you a video tutorial, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you through this exactly right here anyways. To set up this integration, it couldn't be easier. All you need to do is put in your website name, and no worries, is just for internal use. We're going to call this Ultimate Tutorial Site. Now here, the WordPress website URL, I'm going to put in, I'm not going to make a typo, so I'm going to go ahead and take this exactly like that. And I'm going to come over here and paste it in. Just clean that up a little bit. IncredibleOnlineTutorials.com. And then under Thrive Apprentice API key, I'm going to go ahead and go back into my Apprentice dashboard. And I'll come up here into settings, and you'll see there's an option here for API keys. And now it'll allow you to make a new API key. And I'll give it a name called Thrivecart Integration. And I'm just going to copy this, make sure it's active, and hit save. And then I'm going to pop back into Thrivecart, and I'll paste it, and I'll hit save. So I'm going to hit save here, and it looks like it doesn't like it, and I believe why. We're going to work through this together here in case this is happening to you too. I think it wants something to be published. I'm going to go ahead and publish this course by clicking that little red eyeball to make it green. And now this is green. I'm going to come back over, and I'm going to hit save one last time. No, let me go ahead and delete cache. That's always gets in the way of everything. So I'm going to delete all my cache here. Again, this is a brand new integration, so getting it set up initially, we might need to do a little bit of jostling the wires, but once it's up, it's up. Okay, so we've cleared our cache. Let's come back in, save it one last time. Let's hit refresh here. Do this one last time here. Incredible tutorials. We're going to paste this again right in here. And let's get that API key one last time. Let's just make a new one just for good measure. Once you get this set up once, you are golden. Thrivecart, copy it, save it, bounce over to Thrivecart, paste it in. I'm feeling good. And we liked it. Okay, we're good. Now, as far as why it wanted the second time, not the first time, I'm thinking it wants a published website. And I also think that there was just, it happened so quickly that I needed to clear my cache. So those are a couple troubleshooting things. If you have any issues with that exact process, put it down in the comments below. We'll figure out exactly what's going on there for you. But now we're there. So we have our membership site, our course area is linked up. Let's also link up Convertkit that we just did here. So what this is going to allow us to do is once they make a purchase, they buy a course from us, we'll also be able to kind of track them and know where they're at in their process. And inside of our email marketing, we can give specific messages to our customers, specific messages who almost checked out but didn't. It's an important thing to have. Let me just delete this account that I have already on here, and then I'll be able to put in my API and my secret key. So to do that, let me just come on back to Convertkit where we were here. I'm going to refresh here to see if I got approved for sending? Not yet. Oh, shucks. I'll come over to my general one last time, and I'll get my API key, and I'll paste it here. And I'll also come back over and show my API secret, copy that, and paste it down here. And I'll authorize with Convertkit, and that's also good to go. Okay, so now at this point we have the ability to take payment, the ability to link our courses to products, and let's go ahead and build our sales funnel. So to do that, I want to come in and go to products, and I'm going to create another product. And here, physical or digital, another great thing about Thrivecart, if you want to do a book funnel or actually ship something to people, you can do that too. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and make this our course is going to be the main thing we're selling, and we'll have the bump offer for the companion guide. So we'll call this premium website building course. And underneath the owner, if you have the pro version of Thrivecart, you'll be able to pick from you or clients or assistants or however else you want to do it. And then here on product status, if you want to make it live and accept real money, you select over here. But I recommend doing some tests to make sure it all works before you take that step. Now for pricing, let's go ahead and if this is a premium course, let's assume we're going to charge it retail price for $97. But we'll be able to set up a coupon that if people if they opt in, we'll give them a special offer at that one point, okay? They can get it for a very good discount. So that'll be our pricing options. You can do sales tax or customizing invoices if you'd like. We're also going to offer a bump offer here. So this is also going to be a digital product, and we're going to call this the companion guide. And maybe the companion guide we're going to offer just for $17. Something additional. Very nice. And then under payment processors, we're going to select Stripe and PayPal. And these are two of our different accounts we use here. We'll go next. All right, so under affiliates, we definitely want affiliates to be able to promote this product. We're going to check this item. If this is the first time you're setting Thrivecart up, it's going to give you a few setup steps you need to do in order to automatically pay your affiliates. It is super valuable. It's easy to do. Just follow those video instructions right there, and then you can see what the commission structure would be like. Here, 50% front end, and you get paid after 7 days. That sounds good. You can also edit it and say you're going to instantly pay your affiliates. Maybe you're going to give them only 40% of whatever they buy. You can really have some fun with it. Fixed fee, percentage, recurring, a lot of different ways you can incentivize people to sell your products for you, which is a beautiful thing. All right, so we've set up our affiliate program. Now our support email, we've set that up already. incredibleonlinetutorials.com. And now here's one of the critical pieces here. What happens after they purchase? We can either show them just a total or give them an invoice, or we can send them to a specific page. But what we want to do, because we have this special integration, is we want to add them to our membership site. Now here we'll be able to directly select Thrive Apprentice. This is the newest one on their roster. I'm very proud of them for doing this. Thank you guys. And then it will load up all of our levels in just a moment. It might not load them up right now. We need to tell our website that these courses are linked to Thrivecart, okay? So come on back to your apprentice page here. And again, this is hot off the press, so this is going to be a learning experience for everybody as we get into this. So we've built this companion guide, right? Now, underneath the access restrictions, we want to restrict access to this course, and we want to add a rule where a specific Thrivecart product needs to be purchased in order for this to be unlocked, okay? So we'll say add the rule, and we'll publish the course. And then we'll be able to find this product now in Thrivecart to set it all up. I got it. We got this. We'll come back to Apprentice Dashboard. We'll go to the Premium Website Building course. Again, access restrictions. Let's restrict access to a Thrivecart product. We'll add that rule. And then I also want to create a sales page for this, which we can do later on. Okay, so we have everything set up. Now if I go to Thrivecart, I'll need to refresh this. So let me just select this since that's the easiest. And we'll kind of click through this until we can save it. Save and get URL. Okay. Now let's come back in. I apologize. That could have been a little bit smoother. we're going to edit our product settings here and come back over to fulfillment. Now we should be able to find our courses here. Let this load. All right, so once you save everything and maybe have to refresh or clear your cache, you'll be able to see your Thrive Apprentice and your individual sites. The reason why they ask you to name it is if you have 5 different websites, you don't need 5 different Thrivecart accounts. You can actually set up these integrations individually for each website here. So now all we need to do is link up the products that we built in Thrivecart with the courses that we want to kind of link together in Thrive Apprentice. So to do that, we'll just say this is our website building course is the main product, and then the companion guide is the companion guide. And one of the things that's so special about Thrivecart that I like a lot with this specific integration is sometimes these integrations don't work so well, where if the customer cancels a refund, it won't automatically take them out of the course or the thing they bought. They might actually get access for life even after refunding the product. So that might be how you want to run things, but otherwise you might want to have that really tight integration where if they cancel, if you're on like a monthly bill and they don't pay their bill, they lose access to what they paid for access to. That's what this little checkbox does. It's fantastic. It's really powerful that it can do that, and that's why this integration is so great. And then finally, the login URL, that's kind of a misnomer. You could send them to the login page, but what I like to do instead is send them to that thank you page. So I'm going to come here to the thank you page. Thank you for your purchase. Let's just grab that URL. And I'll show you why we're doing that. The main reasons why I set them specifically to the thank you page is that's going to help us when it comes to A/B testing our sales page to make sure we have the best setup possible. That's a little advanced. We'll get there towards the end, I promise. But we're making great progress here. Let's go ahead and hit next. Now when it comes to designing the cart, we're going to go ahead and choose our own design here. And I'm going to copy design from another product here. And let's choose this Thrivecart Tripwire product. And we'll go ahead and customize this design just a little bit. What I want to do to kind of make people realize they're in the same website, this is all kind of the same branding. Let's go ahead and grab some of the same colors from our homepage, and we'll make the checkout page look nice and branded here. So I'm going to grab my little color picker, and let's just grab that dark blue. And on the checkout page, let's make the background. Let's give this a try here. Page, we're going to make that dark blue. That already makes things pop really nicely. The button, let's change the text here to get your course now. Change the color of the button to that dark blue. And then underneath the amazing offer, again, let's just kind of keep this thing nice and branded. And I will also share this entire design with you as well if you like it. I'll show you some of the things we can do to make it even nicer. So here I've got kind of an example testimonial. I can change that testimonial face out for whatever you want and put in my name. So here, what you'll notice is you don't have the exact same level of flexibility with a Thrivecart checkout as you do with a Thrive Architect page that you're building, but it's okay. You have everything you need to build a really well-performing page. For example, I can put these little guarantee seals down below everything, and maybe if we have a 30-day refund policy, we can put that in there. And we can also put a second one here showing that it's a secure transaction. Boom. And that'll help just push people over the edge in case they're not really sure, if they're not comfortable with making online purchases just yet. For this image, let's go ahead and upload an image of the course page. So here we'll take that course featured image and just upload that directly into Thrivecart and use that image. And now, boom, that just branding wise, it looks so much better. I'll tell you right now, I don't really like how this is all spaced and padded and all that. So I'm going to show you can just easily remove it and bring another product info box right here. I'm going to remove the image. And now I can see exactly what I'm getting. Everything here is nice and clear. What I'd also like to include over here on the side is a few bullet points of what's included in here. That's a great place to add this with this kind of empty space we're dealing with. Let's put some check boxes. Feature, or let's say benefit number 1. benefit number 2, what you're getting number 3. All right, so we've added that here. Let's just put a little divider, and let's increase the spacing on the bottom here. Oof, not 9. Spacing on the top. And let's add some text above. Say, here's everything you're getting. And let's make that a little bit bigger, maybe 18, and bold. Perfect. And that is going to be a well-performing page. I like it a lot. Okay, so we'll hit next. Now here on the success page, you could design this as well, but as we mentioned before, we want to have that really custom thank you page. So we're going to instead redirect them. They're never going to see this page. It's going to automatically take them to that thank you page we've already built in Thrive. All right, so now let's go ahead and save and exit. All right, so our checkout design is done. I've also taken that entire design, and there's a link down below which you can click on and get access to it as well if you'd like to use it in your own designs. Free of charge. All right, now underneath tracking, I do want to set up my Google Analytics. I recommend also Facebook. If you're planning on doing paid traffic, the Facebook pixel is absolutely vital. And all you have to do is put in your pixel ID there. But I don't really want to dive into Facebook on this tutorial. That would be a little bit too intense. But what we can do is go right back into our Google Analytics account and grab that data very quickly. All right, so we're back here on Google Analytics with incredible online tutorials. Let's go to admin, and we can go to our property settings here. And this little data here, the UA dash, that's everything we're going to need. Just put that in there. And now automatically, all the revenue, everything that you've picked up from your sales will show up in your Google Analytics as well. Great. So let's just view our checkout real quick. So as I'm looking at this, one thing I think we missed is actually customizing the bump offer. Let's add a couple of bullets down here so that we know exactly what it is they're adding, because right now the price isn't even correct. So let's go back into edit your product settings. Let's take a quick look at our pricing of our bump. So $17. Let's go to our checkout page and edit that design very quickly. We'll say only $17. Snag the companion guide. Get an ebook, calculators, etc. You get the idea. And now we'll save that. And now our checkout piece is done. What I want to do, because we want to show the discount of this, let's go ahead and create a coupon that'll apply to this product only. So we'll come here to products, coupons, we'll create a new coupon. We're going to call this special one-time offer for new subscribers. And let's make this coupon called anything you want, OTO. Give it some not easy to pick coupon code, and this will be enabled. Let's say it's going to be a 70% discount applying to just the main product. If they want the bump offer, they're going to pay the full price for the bump. Say next. This is usable immediately. It can use automatically. Auto apply affiliate. This is great if you maybe do podcasting and you want to say, hey, make sure you put John Whitford on your coupon code. That can automatically attribute that sale to me and pay me out as an affiliate. So that's fantastic there. Coupon's going to apply to specific products. Our premium website building course is the one we're dealing with right now. And then you can also set up specific rules like tagging them in Convertkit if they use a coupon. If you'd like, we'll skip over that for right now. All right, and now we're going to copy this URL. And let's take a look at what that does. So now when I use that special URL, it takes me to the sales page. And you can see here that the discount has been applied. It's that might even still be too much, $29.10. We could use a 75, 80% discount, whatever you'd like to do to make it palatable at that first point. But I think right now the page looks great. Maybe it's a little bit too dark still. Maybe a lighter gray would be nice on the background. But I think this is overall going to work really well for us. What I want to do quickly is make a note of that checkout page. And what we're going to do now is create the last bit of our sales funnel. So again, walking through our process, our products are built, our thank you page is built. We just built the payment page. Now let's build out the actual one-time offer page and link it to our freebie, our subscription page. Okay, what we're going to do for this is we're going to make an actual landing page for the offer, as well as any form that's in our website. We're also going to link those to our one-time offer pages. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that people can find this, and potentially we might make our own general sales page. We'll call this general. These are all things that you would want to do over time. Because again, if this is $97, we need to have a way for them to actually pay the full price, and not just have it at the one-time offer page. So this would be probably a good way to do it. So for example, if they try to stumble across this course, but they don't have access, we don't want to send them to a one-time offer page, because then it's no longer a one-time offer, right? So that's where the general sales page would be helpful. We'll see how we feel as we go through this. I don't want to keep you here all day long. So let's go ahead and first build out the one-time offer page, since that is exactly where we're at in the process. So we'll build the page, and we'll call this special one-time offer, and we'll publish it. Okay, once again, let's dive into Thrive Architect. And now for this one, let's use a pre-built landing page. Makes our life way easier. For this one, I like the copy 2.0. We'll click on expand there and take a look. And so in this case, you see you got some long sales pages, some short pages, whichever one is right for you. Let's go ahead and use this video sales page here. We'll apply that template, and everything is going to be taken over and turned exactly into what you see here. And again, branding is going to be very easy to keep on point. So we'll do that real quick here. Okay, so we got this entire page. Don't worry, we're not going to rebuild this entire page at all. All we're going to do is show you this global branding. So the main accent, we can actually make this the main accent of our entire brand. I should have, let me just copy our brand color to my clipboard one last time, and then add that color and add it to my color palette so I don't have to do that again. And there we go. The orange, I'm going to keep it because it still looks nice. And so now we've got this page. What I want to do now is simply link this purchase button. So here's a buy it now button. I want to link that to the checkout page that automatically applies the coupon to the purchase. So we'll do that here. Target URL. Let's keep that in the same tab. I think that would be a smart idea. And then let's also take a look. Normally there will be other buttons. So here's number 2. And number 3 is actually a link. We'll take that link and send it there as well. So those are all of our calls to actions to buy. So we'll save this page. Obviously, putting a good amount of time in your sales page is critical. Don't skip over it like I'm doing here, but this gives you a great idea of setting up this whole process. All right, so I've got my page. When they click to buy, another reason why, pay attention to the blue, I click over, they're right there. It's like they're on the exact same website, but this is now Thrivecart, and they can go and they can check out and continue their purchase. We'll get there in just a second. We will test it momentarily. But first, let's walk through and keep building out our process. We just built this page. Now, the last thing I want to do, let's build a landing page that we can direct our call to action buttons to. And let's also build an opt-in form. Thinking through the best way to do this. Let's build an opt-in page first. We'll go to page. And we'll call this free checklist. We'll publish it, and we'll go into Thrive Architect. You guys are doing fantastic. I think this tutorial is working over splendidly. If you're enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. Once again, we'll stick with that same style, but in this case, we're going to use this. Let's use this guy here. Simple blue. And let's apply the template. All right, now this is the 5-step plan to annihilate procrastination. That's fine. I'm not going to play around with copy and all this. I will make sure that the colors match up with what we're doing for the rest of it. Now here under lead generation, because we've set up Convertkit, we can say add a connection to Convertkit, which will add them to that checklist mailing list we just created, that form that we built in Convertkit. See, it's all finally coming back together. And we can add specific tags if we'd like to, but I'll skip over that for now, and I'll simply apply it. And once they submit, I want to send them to my one-time offer. So I think I call it a special one-time offer page. So what's going to happen here is they submit their thing. They get I should probably show you the checklist that they're getting. So we're going to put an image here. And the image is going to show, I took a picture of the checklist a minute ago. So here's a little checklist. I'll upload this image. This is kind of the thing we're giving them. And let's put a little shadow on it here, make it look like it pops off the page a bit. So that's what they're getting, 8 website tips. Get 8 website tips. Not the best headline, but that'll work for me. And so now when they opt in, they're going to get the email from the Convertkit that says, hey, click here to download your thing. But they'll also go into our sales process to have the opportunity to buy our product at a significant discount. Okay. So we can verify this. So we can say, John at support@incredibleonlinetutorials.com. Send me the free download. They click over here. It takes them to our special one-time offer page, which they can see as they're waiting for their download to arrive. Because our Convertkit account is still kind of under review, it may not arrive right now. Let's just double check to see if we're in yet. They're still working on it, but that'll get here shortly. So going back through our sales page, we can go into the Buy It Now button here. And we'll be able to test this in just 1 second. So we have everything set up. I want to check one last setting before we dive in and actually put fake money in. Let's come back to our dashboard and configure the emails that should be sent out as soon as the purchase is made. So if I come into Thrive Apprentice, one of the settings they've added here is email templates. So if I click on email templates, what this does is when a new account is created, we can give this a special title saying, welcome to Incredible Online Tutorials. Here are your credentials. Okay. And so this is going to send when Thrivecart creates a new account after purchase. Okay. So as soon as that purchase is made, that email is going to get sent and the login button is going to go right here, which should take them directly to the login page that we have previously set up here with that login page. Okay. I know there's a lot we're doing here. This is a really intense setup. In one video, you're going to have this all working. I'm really proud of you guys. Okay, I think we're ready to test this. I want to walk through the entire process together. So let's also set up a form that can pop up on our website when they're on a blog post. That's going to be a very standard way that people can get you onto your email list is as you're reading through a blog, you can opt in for a free gift as well. Okay, so let's set that up before we test everything else and make sure it's all working perfectly. So to do that, let's come into Thrive Leads to make sure I'm showing you all the tools you get with this Thrive membership. And we're going to create a pop-up, which is underneath a lead group. So we're going to call this pop-up for free checklist. And you can make this as a slide in, a pop-up, a little banner at the top. Here's all the different versions you can make here. Let's just make a very simple lightbox. Let's add a new form. We'll create it. We'll call this checklist. And let's have this show up all the time since we're testing. And we'll have it show up about 3 seconds after the page loads. All right, so our display settings are set up here. I can now click on this Edit Design button, and that'll pop up the builder. And again, Thrive gives you a ton of different templates and designs you can work with. You can pick whichever one kind of floats your boat. I will go today with this one, something very simple. And again, let me change that image out for the actual image that I'm giving them. So I'll replace the image with this guy. And let's make that pop off the page with a shadow. All right, to the checklist. I'm just really going through this quickly to show you once you kind of get your feet wet, Thrive Themes is very intuitive, very easy to use. I don't like the alignment here. I could either move this over to fit, or I can go to my column setting and I can align these in a vertical position centered. So now it kind of looks a bit better to me. And I'll save that. Let me make sure that I'm redirecting them once they submit. I also want to send them to the special offer. So I'll type special, one-time offer, boom. And now I can save and preview. And let's go out of here. Come back to our lead group here in the dashboard. I can click on my targeting options. So right now I've built this thing, but where do I want it to appear? I'm going to make sure this shows up for all of my posts. So I'll come to basic settings, all posts, and I'll save that selection. Okay. So now going back to our roadmap, I've just built this form that can be used anywhere, and it can lead me in here. I've also built a landing page that can be used anywhere. As far as navigation, I would want my main opt-in to appear here, and I'd want it to appear at the bottom of the pages, or this opt-in form to appear at the bottom of the pages. So let me just show you kind of what I would do navigation-wise here before we get into the test mode, and then we should be at the point of having a fully functioning tool here. So I'm going to come and edit my header, and let's call this free checklist. And let's send this to our opt-in. I think I called it the opt-in free checklist is the page. That was the landing page we created, right? I also need to update some of my menu items. But let's come on down here for the lead generation. And right here, I can say, get the free checklist that is enjoyed by thousands. Get the idea. Add my connection again to Seva, Convertkit, whatever they're calling themselves this day. Boom. So now and then also just for good measure, I can put this as well, connected to Convertkit, to the checklist, and I can redirect them to the special offer. And just like that, we've created a vacuum, like something that's going to suck people from wherever they're at on your website into your sales process, which is exactly the whole goal here, guys. This is why we do what we do. It's a fantastic, beautiful thing. All right, so I think it's testing time. What do you guys think? So I'm not editing this video much at all. You'll be able to see exactly as I'm troubleshooting things. I feel pretty confident with what we're doing right now. So what I want to do with you is let's take this over to an incognito window, something that we have not used before, and we'll kind of pretend like we are a new user of this website, and we'll give it a shot, and we'll see if we can make a purchase. We'll see if we get access to what we should have access to, and if we don't have access to what we don't do, et cetera, et cetera. So if I click on the top button here, I should be taken into our free landing page. This looks great. I'm going to go ahead and opt into this sales funnel. We'll call this John. Let me use a different email address. I'll ask for the free download. And that should take me to my one-time offer page. I can review this beautiful looking sales page and decide I can't live without this. I will buy it now. And now let me opt in here with a different email, simply so we can kind of see how it all goes. Now what I want to do testing wise is I first want to purchase without the bump, because I want to prove that I get the main thing I bought but not the bump, and then I can test vice versa. So let's just put in a fake credit card number since we're in test mode. And I should be charged $29.10. Let me go for it. That might be a little bit of a high price point for a one-time offer, but with Thrivecart and with Thrive Architect, you can test everything. So it's completing the order. What should happen now, once the order is completed, it's going to take me to my thank you page, which looks just like this, and it's going to give me the instructions on what to do next. And what I receive on my end is that I got a new registration for the website. I see this person just created an account with me. What I should also see is if I go to my own email account, I should have an email showing me that template on how to get into the website. Let's double check that now. All right, I can see the email has arrived. One thing that I note here is it's ending up in the spam inbox, and that is because it's being sent by WordPress, and WordPress emails are notorious for going straight to the spam inbox. There are very easy ways around that. I will set that up in just a second because I really want this to be the all-in-one tutorial. But let me go ahead and just try to log in here. So I'll copy my password. I'll click on the log into your account, but I want to open this in an incognito window so I'm not logged in already. It takes me to the login page I just created. I'll put in my email address here. I'll put in my password. I'll say remember me just for fun. And I'll log in, and I expect to be taken to my courses, which I am. Fantastic. So now, if I go into create beautiful online courses, I expect to have access. I log in here, and I see here that I can start the course, and I can go into the course here. It all looks good to me. Lesson 2, great. If I go back to my course area and I try to go to the companion guide, I should not have access to it. And you see here, I get given the you don't have access to it message. What I should do here is I should link this to its own sales page, but I'll kind of skip over that. But you see, if you bought it maybe on a different email address, it offers you the chance to log in. But in this case, it did its job. It gave me access to what I have and did not give me access to what I don't have. Okay, so 2 things I want to do right now to make sure this works really, really well. First and foremost is we got to make sure our emails are delivering at least into the updates folder or the primary folder in Gmail. Secondly, this black bar can confuse people. I don't like it myself. It gives you this edit courses button, but you can't access that page. So it's confusing. So we're going to install 2 plugins here just to fix this last little bit. And then we'll be just about done with this entire process. So the first thing I want you to do is let's head back into the back end of our WordPress dashboard and go to Plugins, Add New. Now for this one, I want you to search for WP SMTP. And this is going to give you the WP Mail SMTP by WP Forms. Go ahead and install that. That's just a very quick and easy way for you to set up better email sending. And if you use the email hosting with Bluehost like I'm showing you, we can actually use Bluehost to send better emails than what you can do here. But you can also set things up like Amazon SES, SendGrid. There's a ton of services that do this, but I want to make this very easy. So I'm going to come back to Bluehost, and let's go ahead and set this up real fast. So what I want you to do is come to the WP SMTP settings. And then on the from email, let's have this come from support at incredibleonlinetutorials.com. And we're not going to force it. You can choose your name if you'd like. And then underneath the mailer, like I said, many ways you can send emails. We're going to go ahead and do the SMTP right here. And it's going to offer you the stuff, the goods that you need to send those emails. So what I want you to do is head on over to your Bluehost area. Underneath your email and office, we'll see our basic email here, Incredible Online Tutorials. Let's go to Manage. It'll load up your email account right here. I'll go to Connect Devices, and that will allow me to set up my content here. So let me take that username. This is for sending secure emails. The username, I'll paste it in. The password, like I told you to put it into a notepad or something like that. I'm going to grab that password. All right, so the password is in. Under the port, come on over. We should see outgoing server port is 465. And then underneath the SMTP host, our host is going to be mail.incredibleincome, or that thing right there. And then it's also going to recommend SSL or TLS. So let's go ahead and select SSL. Oh, let's see. If your SMTP offers both SSL and TLS, it recommends TLS. And there you go. So I'll save changes, save settings, and it's going to offer a test. It's going to send you a test email. Okay, so once that's set up, go ahead and click on email test. And I'll send an email to this email address, and I'll send it with an HTML email. It should say, all right, so you should see the test HTML email was sent successfully. Please check your inbox to make sure it's delivered. And if you hit an issue with it in any case, just play through it, work on the general settings here. For example, the port is the outgoing server port. So make sure that all lines up, SSL, TLS, follow along what it says on your account there. And let me just check to make sure that I got the email, which now shows. So here I can see that the test email was sent successfully and we are good to go. So now our email should be much better at getting delivered. The one thing I'll let you know is you can only send so many emails per day. So if you're, don't try to run your email marketing through your Bluehost email, but it's good for little notification emails and things like that. Anything more than that, you might want to get into Amazon SES, but that gets a little more advanced and there's just a bit more setup involved. So that was the first thing we had to take care of from that little walkthrough, that little process. The second thing I saw was I didn't like the admin bar being there for subscribers. So I'm going to go and search for admin bar disabler in the plugins add new area. And this is a pretty easy setup. You simply click install now and it'll show you what the options are real quickly. So here I'm going to come over to admin bar disabler underneath my settings. And I can say, I want to show the admin bar for the administrator, for me, because it's helpful, but for anybody else, I want to hide it. And I'll hit Save Changes. So now when I'm here as an admin, I can see it, but the person who just purchased, I'm going to hit refresh, and you'll notice that black bar is going to go away. That works really, really well, really easy. That'll work for me. Okay, so those are the two main things I saw when I was going through. Let's now test it one more time. Let's log out again. And let me show you a couple of things that we can do here. First and foremost, I want to make it so that I'm not just going off of feel, but I want to go off of data to see which of my sales pages is going to work the best, because I built one sales page and that's fantastic. I also want to introduce the Thrive Optimize plugin on this ultimate tutorial because it is just that powerful. So when you're getting started, you might not have that much traffic to make use of A/B split testing, but as you grow and develop, this is going to be something you really want to take advantage of. So on this one-time offer page, you don't know if your headline is really hitting home yet. You don't really know until you run data through it. So what you want to do here is test things out. So what I want to test here, if I'm looking through and I'm thinking about what's working, what's not working, maybe that video is just not doing it for my audience. Maybe the headline's not either. So what I want to do is click this little A and B button, and that's going to allow me to launch a test where it'll randomly show version 1 or version 2 to different visitors to figure out which one is working better. Okay, so I'm going to click this little clone button, and now I've built a total copy of the page, and I'm going to call this one No Video Short Headline. Give yourself a little idea of what that variation is, and I'm going to click in and edit it and make a few small changes that I can then test for conversions. All right, so I'll remove the video and thanks. Check this out. So totally a different style here. And let's just give it that second accent. All right, so those are the changes I want to test. Now I want to randomly send traffic to one version or the other, and I want to measure which ones are actually purchasing. The whole goal of this page is to get us a sale, right? So I'm going to set up the test, this A/B test, and I'll call this one-time offer, OTO, headline and video test. And I'll enable automatic winner settings that'll tell me whichever one is best, just do it and just let it run automatically. I'll skip the description. Now for this one, we want to see how many people get through the process and become customers. So we're going to measure the visits to the goal page as our goal. And so we're going to search for the goal page, and it's going to be thank you for your purchase is what we called it. So I'm just going to search for the word thank you for your purchase. And what's going to happen now is every time somebody goes from a certain variation of the sales page and they get into the checkout process and the checkout flow, when they come out on the other end, they're going to hit that thank you page, and that's going to count as a conversion that's going to show which page is actually performing better. This is the only way, guys, I'm telling you, the only way to actually know which sales funnel, which process is going to work best for you is by doing these types of experiments all the time. And when they make it as easy as Thrive has made it right here, you're going to run this test all the time. I guarantee you. So I'm going to start this test, and now the test is running. So let's do this now. I could show you the same thing on subscriptions, but I think you get the idea. I could show you the same thing on your pop-ups. You can A/B test your pop-ups, but I think you get the idea. Let's go ahead and run through the test one last time and log out of everything. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at our website in an incognito browser, just to prove, I'm going to go to my courses. I could put a link here to the courses as well. I'm logged out now, so I have access to nothing. If I try to click on something, it'll take me to the warning page, or like you can't get in page. So here's where you'd want to put in a link to the actual sales page. But I think since we're already at several hours, I'm going to just skip over building a separate sales page, and we're just going to go ahead and test through this process here. Going into my courses one last time, I'll check the companion guide. I should also not have access there. Okay, so protection is working. Now let me show you from the opt-in page. Let's go through this blog post we built. What should happen is in about 1 second from now, we should get a pop-up. We didn't get our pop-up. Let's see why not. I know why. We need to enable it. So we'll come back into Thrive Dashboard, Thrive Leads. This is what happened, guys. You just step by step, you build this thing out. It's a beautiful thing. You have to have the patience for it, but you can do this. All right, so the pop-up, I need to enable it on desktop and mobile. Let me just clear my cache. And let me go back to the home page. All right, so let's test this now with the pop-up. So I should be able to come to my blog post and click through here. And in a couple seconds, this should pop up. So here's the pop-up. I'll sign up here. Hit enter. And this will take me over to my one-time offer page. So here I can see I actually got the dark blue version. I'm sorry, the version that has the video. But if I try a different browser, because there's cookies involved and it doesn't always, I've seen this once, I'm always going to see this version to try to eliminate any of the potential problems with the experiment. But if I go to it in a totally different browser that has no cookies yet, I might see, and I just got unlucky there. So I saw the same version, but that's okay. The A/B testing is actually working in the background here. So now let me go ahead and purchase both offers here. Let me use a different email address. I'll also add the companion guide. You can see what happens here. From my $100 purchase, which was discounted, I then added on the $17 here. So you can see the total, and it also really shows that the discount value there. So it's really nice. And it has the ability to put in a coupon code, which is already applied, which is super helpful. Let's put in our information and we'll get our course. And once we're done here, we should be able to log into the website using the new credentials. All right, so I'll be able to log into the website here, take me to the login page, and then let me grab those credentials that are brand new. What you'll notice here is I'm also getting on as the website owner, I'm getting the email of the purchase. So I can see all the purchases that are coming through. I can see the invoice. I get the sale notification, which was this one here. So this is the sale. Oh, that's a different sale. I can see the sale notification come through. I can also get, here we are. I see that the new user was registered on the website. And I'm also getting this email here. Still showing that it's coming from Okay, it's coming from the correct email address, but it's still not getting through to the main inbox. So that's one that it would make sense to go ahead and set up something like Amazon SES that will have better deliverability. I can do a follow-up on that one later on. I'll then say log into your account. So let me put in support@incomemesh.com and then the password here, remember me, and log in. So now I'm here. Because I purchased both things, I should be able to get both the companion guide, which I now have. I can download the ebook. Great, that works. And I should be able to get into the main course as well and start the course and begin learning. And if I leave a comment, this is a great course, you can see that it's not going to display any of their personal information, but they can always update their profile later on. So one thing I want to show you, because I talked about this A/B testing thing, but we haven't really looked at the results. I can now come into Thrive Optimize, which is the plugin that's allowing all these experiments to run, and I can see on a specific test, if you have multiple tests running at one time, you can see that I'm trying to get the goal page visits. I can view the test details here. And there's not a lot to look at right now, but if you were to come back 3 weeks from now and take a look, you'll have this beautiful line graph of version 1 and version 2. How many people saw it? How many unique people saw it? How many conversions? So in our example, we looked at it on Google Chrome, and then we looked at it on Microsoft Edge. Those are the 2 unique visitors. I closed out of it on Microsoft, and I purchased on Thrive on Google Chrome. So that's that one conversion, that 50% conversion rate. So now you can actually tell people what your conversion rate is on sales page visitors to purchases right there. It's a beautiful thing, guys. It's pretty advanced. You can do this for opt-ins to try to get a higher conversion rate. You can do it for purchases. You can even track revenue if you have different thank you pages and different products and all. Like, you can get nutty with it and have a ton of fun with it. I'm a huge fan. I think it's a fantastic product, and they've done a great job implementing this tool. So that is a down and dirty. We're here multiple hours. Congratulations. If this was a valuable video for you, if you feel you can do this, and obviously, like, I'm working through it myself and there are a couple things I need to go and fix, that's okay. That's what this learning thing is all about. But if this was helpful for you, all I'm asking is subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, and if you want to follow along and build out this beautiful looking website yourself, consider using my affiliate links that are down in the video description below. Everything we did here in one sitting. I need to go get some dinner, but I appreciate you guys. Once again, I'm John from IncomeMesh.com, helping you build smarter, more profitable sales funnels using tutorials like these to help you guys out achieve your online goals. I really appreciate you. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Again, like, subscribe, share, all that cool stuff, and click on the links and get started yourself. Take action. You can do this. I'll see you in the next video.